somebody, drop a message, flash somebody, let them know that Nigeria Watch is back. Yes, welcome to today's Wednesday. Welcome to the chat. The chat. You guys know that this is where we have our family discussion. Yes, welcome to the round table. Today, matter, you get us. That I'll be changing device soon. I don't know what's happening here over here in the studio, but we are going to have a good conversation. Mr. Kennedy, please do what to put your mic on mute. Sir. There's lots of feedback from your end. All right. Welcome to each and every one of you. Mary Kimade, hi, how you doing? Welcome. Mommy Diaspora, thank you for being here. Thank you for always, Mama. Good to have you here. Thank you for being here. Mary Kimade, how you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you. And yes, you're watching. Hi, how you doing? Come into the studio. Come into the comment section and click on the link and get on the screen already. Yes, come on, let's talk. If you're just joining us, welcome to the chat on Niger. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Do well, please. Do well to like our broadcast, share, and invite someone. And also, guys, please click on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Yes, please support us. Support us. We are here all day, every day. So do.
What is going on, brother? Nice. Are you there?
Yes, Mr. Kennedy, I'm here. We lost Sister
Okay.
Ima.
Yeah, Mrs. Ima is off. I think what do we
Yeah,
do? We just have to wait for her for a while. Let's see
yeah,
how she's gonna return.
exactly.
Or is it that some village people are following her today because of the issue she wants to discuss?
I'm telling you, Mr. Kennedy.
No, she's had these glitches now twice in about 3 minutes. So maybe the
You see
village
why
people,
she's laughing? You
maybe
see why she's
the village
laughing?
people, maybe
This-
village people are after her. So you must discuss this issue. You must discuss the issue. Whether the village, okay, she's gone again. This is the third time she's gone again. Whether they whether they like it or not. Okay.
Yes, we must discuss this issue. Even me too. Yes, we are here for this and we must have this conversation. Me, I not go agree for MTN today. Oh. I not go agree, although it's raining heavily and you know how it is when it rains in this part of the world, everything just stops. Everything just stops. Well, good to be back. Thank you. Yes, I'm having technical issues, but I hope that will be sorted and we'll have a repeat of that. Please, because of how sensitive the issue we want to talk about, and we are allowed to go all the way out on this discussion. So when you want to go into to, let's go back to our modern all right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can hear me now. Please, you can hear me. Let me know, please.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you. Please, to the women, this is where we come out to say women supporting women, right? Please be praying for me at the background that this network just has to be smooth today. Okay, so as I was saying, if one want to talk and go into, so because of the YouTube community guidelines and regulations, there are some things that we cannot say. So let's take it home, make we for lost them. You get some kind of things we go on talk, let's enter pigeon and say it as it is. Welcome to the broadcast again. Welcome, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you for being here. Brother Nice, I see you. Thank you for being here. And also Mr. Chubuzo, thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. In a minute, we'll begin. There are a couple of things I would like to go. There's something I would like to play for us to listen to. So please just pay attention to this. If you are just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not sure how much more I can stop because we know if you wait to enter the matter already. So if you're just joining us, welcome. Sit back and try to listen attentively. I'm not sure if we'll be able to go back and forth on this. All right, please listen. Let's hear this play.
I was just passing by Aleshinloye Yaganku Junction now. There is an incident I would like to report here. A lady drove in a car, an Acura car, to block another vehicle. Eventually, we realized that the vehicle belongs to her husband. She came out of her vehicle because she suspected a lady was going out with her husband. She went straight for this lady. She slapped the lady. The lady came out of the car, and the lady just lifted the wife up and smashed her on the ground. Now we don't know what has happened to that wife. I can see the police going there. They are a little bit far away from where I am. But the lady, the wife, could not move on the ground, unfortunately. I saw this with my korokoro eyes just now as it is happening now. The girlfriend just lifted her up and smashed her on the ground because she went to the girlfriend to slap the girlfriend.
We can't hear
Why
you. I
are
think Emma
women
is
of
muted.
nowadays
I don't know if that's the
behaving
reason.
like
We can't hear
animals like
anything.
this? Your husband was going out with another woman. Then why must you want to kill yourself? Why? She slapped that woman. The woman lifted her up and smashed her on the ground. Now, whether she's dead or she's going to die, we don't know. Please, let's talk to our daughters. Come and chase or kakiri. This is arrant nonsense. This is arrant nonsense. Me and my husband issue is going to cause a lot of trouble. Leave men alone. Let men be men. Don't kill yourself and don't kill your husband for all this thing. I'm not just happy with what I just saw now. Support.
Okay, Mr. Kennedy, I heard you. I'm trying to balance this, so please, in a minute, I promise we're going to have a very smooth broadcast today. So I will play this video again from the scratch. Those that did not hear, let's do this again. All right. Thank you and welcome to the broadcast.
I was just passing by Aleshinloye Yaganku Junction now. There is an incident I would like to report here. A lady drove in a car, an Acura car, to block another vehicle. Eventually, we realized that the vehicle belongs to her husband. She came out of her vehicle because she suspected a lady was going out with her husband. She went straight for this lady. She slapped the lady. The lady came out of the car, and the lady just lifted the wife up and smashed her on the ground. Now we don't know what has happened to that wife. I can see the police going there. They are a little bit far away from where I am. But the lady, the wife, could not move on the ground, unfortunately. I saw this with my korokoro eyes just now as it is happening now. The girlfriend just lifted her up and smashed her on the ground because she went to the girlfriend to slap the girlfriend. Why are women of nowadays behaving like animals like this? Your husband was going out with another woman. Then why must you want to kill yourself? Why? She slapped that woman. The woman lifted her up and smashed her on the ground. Now, whether she's dead or she's going to die, we don't know. Please, let's talk to our daughters. Come and chase or kakiri. This is arrant nonsense. This is arrant nonsense. Me and my husband issue is going to cause a lot of trouble. Leave men alone. Let men be men. Don't kill yourself and don't kill your husband for all this thing. I'm not just happy with what I just saw now. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bá àwọn ọmọ wa sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká fún wọn ní support. Lórí pọ́kọ wọn jáde ọkọ wọn ṣe bákan bákan.
All right, that's about that video. We're taking other reactions from this video and from another incident happened yesterday where a man took his lover to his matrimonial home. The woman came in, cut them. So, say we've been having back and forth on this, and the man, what he was saying in Yoruba was that parents should talk to their daughters. They should allow men be men. They should stop killing themselves. They should stop chasing men. They should stop this rubbish, of having to hurt a man or hurt themselves or another person because, they are caught in this act. That they should allow men be men. And that begets the question. Is that the definition of being a man? I mean, amongst other things, does that sit also as being a man? Let's take this reaction from, let's take this reaction. Okay, so we have this one. This one reads, there it is. Leave a man alone, let him be man. Okay, sorry, that's not very clear. I'll move to another one. Okay, this says, don't kill yourself over a man. As a woman, the best remedy for an unrepentant cheating husband is to also go and do your own thing to avoid depression. Enjoy your kids, be financially independent too. Now, who tire first go leave the marriage? We die there since we all want to be mad. Move on to another comment. This says, why would men put their wives in disrespectful situations? Because why is your side chick driving your personal car? Another one, Chima Maka says, I was enjoying the gist till I got to the talk to your daughters. Men will always be men parts. That person is also saying, is that something that we should accept? And this is from Adigo. It says, as we talk to our daughters, let's also talk to our sons. It is too hard. Is it too hard to be faithful? Why marry someone when you know you would make him or her miserable? Let's do better, male or female. One man cannot also satisfy a woman. Check your Bible too. Have you ever wondered why Eve surrendered to the serpent? Because Adam was not enough for her. Angulo. All right, well, this will be hopefully our last take. Who tell you one man can who tell you one man can satisfy a woman? Now, home training, they hold some. Every human being is polygamous in nature. A lot of these women preaching nonsense, they bench in law, and neighbors, co-workers, landlords, etc. Men, if you are polygamous in nature, excuse me, and you're thinking your wife is satisfied by you, do DNA on all your kids. That is where your reggae go enter blues. Another comrade, Adiola, says, tell them, oh, now home training, self-control and love, they make us stay with one man. We, they polygamous, pass. Okay. That's as much as we can take on comments regarding this issue. So yes, here we are. Yeah, we are. Mr. Kennedy, you're my first panelist, so let's start with you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mrs. Aman. I've been waiting for you even before you got onto the show because I told you I'll be combatant a little bit, though I was just kidding. I wouldn't be combatant with a very beautiful woman like you. But anyway, I want to say welcome to co-panelists and all the viewers all over the world. You see, the fact is a very, very delicate. There's a very, very delicate balance when you talk about cheating. The word cheating in the first place, where did it come from? Cheating. What do we actually mean by cheating? Cheating is when you take something that does not belong to you, or when you try to have something that belongs to somebody else. I think that is the meaning of cheating. But you see, these women, they take this cheating out of context. You see, the Bible says, I think it's in the book of, I'm not very religious, book of Samuel or Kings, that tell your kings not to be, not to marry many wives so that his heart will not be divided. Which means the Bible acknowledge that you people can marry more than one wife. And before you are able to marry more than one wife, what happens? The woman must be dated. And during the course of your dating, and your wife at home is pursuing you, hot chase, or slapping the woman, or probably the woman was driving your car. So, but the Bible says you can marry more than one wife. And if you take the statistics of women all over the world, I mean female statistics and male statistics, you can go to Google and find out if what I'm saying, according to OB, our man, he said, go and verify the population of men and women. The population of men quite outnumber that of women. Population of women quite outnumber that of men. And in the circumstance where one man has to marry one wife, I'm just taking taking the analogy of this whole issue, where one man has to marry one wife. What of the remaining women? What happens to them? So, what happens to these women? That was a question that was posted by about what that was posed by a Muslim to Christian in a debate. What happens to the other women? Do we allow these women to be prostitutes? And even if they are prostitutes, who patronizes them? So it's still the men. So we have to check the very delicate balance that accompanies these cheating people talk about. Before you date a woman before you marry the second wife or third wife. I think in so many countries, marrying more than one wife is allowed. And before you're able to marry this more than one wife, there has to be courtship. And during this course, like I said, the woman at home is pursuing you here and there. And the woman at home is telling you that she doesn't want to cook. You can take me the way I am. She's getting fat, no maintenance, no, she doesn't take care of herself. And the men always want to look at, but that doesn't mean that the men, I'm supporting the men though. But like I said the other day, men are wired because let us take this blame. I'm not blaming God, but I'm trying to say the way God wired men. He wired us and put something that dangles inside your pants. He put it there for us to use. And when that thing sees beautiful women, it starts dangling. And what do you do? So I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I think the problem started from creation. That's where the problem started from. That is where it is. And for a woman to go all out to slap another woman, the best thing that she should have done is to have waited for the husband to come back home. Why going to slap another woman? So that the other woman, the side chick, has the right to beat up that woman because it's her legitimate right to beat up that woman, because you can't just go slapping. You don't know if your husband must have told her that he is not married. You don't know. So the best thing is for you to have waited for your husband to come back home and interrogate your husband about how he came about that woman. Then you can have a dialogue, you can have a compromise. Or if he refuses to listen, then you can take any action. But just going out to start slapping somebody's ex-daughter or somebody's ex-sister, then it doesn't make any sense. So let me stop here. I'll come back again. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you for your submission. Thank you, guys. We have only just started, and as you can hear from Mr. Kennedy, sounds like it's going to be a really long one. Do you also know that women are also moved by what they see? Please, women, I stand to be corrected, but I think we need to let this man know something. You know how I hear some people say a man cannot stay 6 months without sex, a man can never stay 6 months without sex. What makes you think a woman can stay? I don't know the first woman to give this impression out to the public, but what makes you think a woman can even stay 1 month with the right attention? And women are always getting the attention. So if a woman that is always getting the same way you are chasing the side chicks, it's the same way that people are chasing your wives. If a woman would keep to herself, would want to honor her vows or love her husband and keep to herself, why is it that a man cannot do this? Brother Nice, welcome to the broadcast. I greet you. Please do well to give your submissions. And remember, let's take it to our local dialects should you want to go over and above because of over and beyond because of the YouTube guidelines and regulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, greetings to the panelists and the people in the comment section. First of all, I will counter what Mr. Kennedy just said, that the Bible allows people to marry multiple wives. That is not true. The Bible is against multiple wives. You understand? So there's no way in the Bible, there's no verse in the Bible that encourage multiple wives. It's a sin before God. You understand? If you wed, you get married to your wife, it has to be that vow is till death. You understand? So that extent of that marriage, so there's no other way, any way. So anybody that you see that goes for multiple wife, it's just for their own satisfaction, to satisfy their libido. You understand? That's their libido. That is why they go for multiple wives. It's a nature. It's just normal. It's just people's nature that seek for all those things, satisfaction. You understand? But spiritually, don't supposed to. Is not allowed normally. If you are really a religious person or a Christian or anything, born again Christian, we're talking about born again Christian, that one before God is a sin, Or maybe you already married and going after a side chick or those having or let me just say fornication. All those things are not is against the law of the law of God or the word of God. So like what what happened when that woman went to attack that side chick. Is not, for me, it's not necessary for she to do that. You understand? Because first of all, you went to provoke violence. You went after that lady, slapped her in the first place. You did not even go to her to speak to her politely. You don't even know if they are friends. You don't even know. If a man is exchanging with woman, it does not necessarily mean that they are going out. You don't even know if they are friends or they know themselves from a working
But
place.
are
They are
nice,
colleagues. You don't even know.
but are nice. Before a woman will
Yeah.
go that far, she knows what she knows. She has seen what she has seen.
Okay. Let us just admit.
That was her husband's car. That was her husband's car. So I'm sure
Yeah.
she went for it.
Yeah, let us just admit that, okay, that is the situation. But for her to make that move to slap that lady without even talking to her, that one is not is unacceptable. She don't supposed to make that move. The first thing she's supposed to do, she's supposed to go to that woman, talk to her politely. That lady, this is my husband card. Are you aware that he's a married man? That is the way she's supposed to approach that woman first. But look at the situation now. She slapped that woman with the devil not going enter into that woman. That woman were very angry. She snapped her on the floor. Now look at the situation they say the wife is now. We don't even know if she will survive that. That is what she's supposed to avoid in the first place. That's the reason why I'm telling people, don't kill yourself for any man. If you die, that man will carry on with his life. Even men as well, don't kill yourself for any woman. You understand? Your life is more precious than all those things. Like there is wood after fighting for marriage and all those things. Your life is precious than that. It's not nice at all. All those kind of stories, So all men and women should be. It's not this thing is not just one-sided. It's the both side. As men cheat, the women cheat as well. But you people should use wisdom to handle this situation. It's not everything that they handle with violence. Wisdom.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your submission. Bella Naomi, what are you trying to say? You say anyway, Sha. All depends on waiting. Man know the kind of woman where they cheat on, or all depends on waiting really be. Wait, we'll finish it. I want to hear. Guys, please do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right or on the comment section. Yes, I'll be looking out for your support. I will be looking out for your support. So please endeavor to support us. If you are just joining, welcome to the chat on Niger Watch. This is where we have our family round meeting discussion and we say it as it is. Thank you very much for being here. Please do what to support us. Do what to click on the like. Yes, click on the like button. Thank you so very much. Before I continue with my panelists, I want to play just one this clip for us and we'll continue with deliberation. Thank you. Please, if you can, please help me.
The average Nigerian woman who cheats, I don't know, other parts of the world, are not doing it because they enjoy it. They are doing it for promotion. They are doing it for money. They are doing it for security. They are doing it for opportunities. They are doing it for political reasons. They are doing it for thing else. If it's sweet while you are doing it, all well and good. Let me give you an example. Abroad, all of you, you are all abroad, at least. The lady with the pink
How do you
scarf.
know? Yes, I am. I'm in the US. Yes.
You are in the US. I know Samaria is in the US. He's in the UK. All of you, your lives are all sorted out. How? Why? You get where you go work. Inside your work, you go get pension for your old age. You get health care. You might not be able to drive a Ferrari or a mansion, but you will have home. Your home will have electricity,
Water.
a cable. You will
You
have,
will need security.
you will have, you would be able to wear. If you cannot afford Gucci, you will go to Dorothy Perkins. If you cannot afford Dorothy Perkins, you go to Marks and Spencer. You will go to, and you will wear clothes. Your children will go to free school. So the tendency for you to cheat for money is ridiculous. But when you look at Nigerian women, in the average Nigerian woman wants to wear Gucci. When you come abroad, if me, for instance, I move around the Nigerian crowd, but you happen to live in a place where there is no Nigerian crowd, nobody cares where Gucci or Prada. Many of you abroad would say, women don't cheat. In Nigeria, most of the women have met, most of the married women have counseled cheat. And the motivation is, my husband is doing it, why can't I do it? And when the woman is doing her own, the husband will do it because he wants to have fun, because he wants to play one babe. The woman will do it the moment the opportunity presents itself to better her lot. Somebody comes to meet you and says, I'm going to give you a promotion. Somebody comes to meet you and says, you know what, you're a banker, you need your 1 billion. I will give you the 1 billion inside your account. Open your legs. They will open their legs.
Married women, a typical African Nigerian married woman would cheat on you. The moment she starts cheating on you, forget about that marriage. The feelings are no longer there. Men can cheat and still love their wife and still come back home. They cheat maybe because their friends are cheating or
I completely disagree with that. I don't know why people push that narrative. You cannot love somebody and cheat on the person. That's impossible.
If you see a married woman,
it's
cheating,
80%
run away.
The gym
the moment a married woman starts cheating, run away because she can get rid of you.
And a man too. So people should stop saying that men can love their wives because that's an excuse for men to keep cheating. No, a man who cheats on his wife does not love his wife. Period.
Because it's a norm. Because they see cheating as a norm. That's why. It's no big deal. Their friends are doing it. Everyone does it. So it's like a norm. To them, they feel showing love in as much as they're able to provide everything she needs in the family, take care of the kids, and make sure she's comfortable and whatever. That's okay.
Yeah. But they don't satisfy her.
And we are not. That's why we see
her needs. They don't satisfy her emotional needs and her, needs.
We see our partner do something wrong, and he goes out there and buys us a gift to apologize, and we're like, okay, that's cool. We go to our house, tells us that's no big deal. He only
gifts definitely don't get me. That at least I know that's not my love language. I don't care for gifts. You can buy me the biggest,
but that's what happened.
Not doing nice things to me.
I read one today. Somebody was saying he cheated on me, and then he came pleading with a car, and that's it. And we go to our families and our sisters, our siblings are quick. The society are quick to tell us, "Oh, just cheating. He only cheated. We go back." We just
exactly. That's society.
We don't call it anything. We encourage it.
Yeah.
Men cheat more. For singles, women cheat more. For married, men cheat more.
Somebody said 80% of married women who go to the gym cheat.
To the gym.
Not true. Not true.
Well, I don't go to the gym.
Ebiere.
Yes.
You still cheat?
I don't like that.
No. Actually, no. Haven't cheated. Did not cheat, and will not cheat. So no, it's not me. And I don't go to the gym, and I guess I just probably have a boring life. That's just it. But even if I went to the gym, though, to be honest, how many women really like the six packs and all those things? Because those things to me are just signs of somebody that.
All right. All right, that's as much as we can take on that video. So now this begs the question, right? A man cheats just to satisfy what? Because a woman cheats from the place of loneliness. That's like a first key for a woman. That's the first pointer for a woman. When that's I believe that's where the other comments that we read, I said that's why the serpent or the devil could access Eve because she was lonely. She was lonely. That's where it starts from. But a woman can literally pour everything into a man and he will still go out. I don't know why a man thinks he can give you, 100% love you, take care of you, be there at home and still be outside. It is not possible. If you are withdrawing from your wife, if you are withdrawing what you should be giving to your wife to some other person, something is definitely going to suffer. So why should it be your home? What is priority for you? Mr. Insubidi, good day. Welcome to the broadcast. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you so much, Saima.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was a mix-up. Please let me go to Mr. Chibuzo. I think he was here before you. But welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Mr. Chibuzo, hi, Mr. Chibuzo. How are you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing, Emma?
I'm doing all right.
Thank you, everybody listening. What is my contribution on the very woman that slapped um, a side chick was there is no respect, and the Nigerian women are not educated properly. Some of them are not educated in handling issues, especially they don't know how to approach an issue a situation that come to them, especially such um, such thing that come along the way with that woman. So what happened is there was no respect. That woman could have, approached the side chick properly because they don't know whether they have anything in common or they are just friends or something. It's not about maybe you and a woman are having conversation that automatically you have an affair with that very woman. After all, she did not cut them in the bed. They did not cut them in any room. So it was out of
So,
character.
Mr.
It was
Chibuzo,
complete.
Mr. Chibuzo,
Right.
so until they are caught in the act, that is when the word, extramarital affairs, gets to
Yes,
be
yes,
implied.
yes, yes, definitely,
Really?
definitely, definitely, yes. Because
If there are
there is
conversations
no, there is no.
appreciating my
There,
side. What if, Mr. Chibuzo, the wife probably stumbled on appreciation messages like, oh, thank you for the other time. I had a great time. Come, Mr. Chibuzo. Mr. Chibuzo.
yeah,
Bah.
yeah. Let me tell you something. Can I kill you because somebody said that you are a criminal? No, I can't do that. I have to find you. I have to find you in the act to confirm by myself that before I can do that. She didn't call them in the act. You just only find the woman with a husband car. They don't know. She doesn't know whether there is a common transaction they were having. After all, women and men do business. They do all kind of things apart from fornication. So, but anyway, the approach on that woman was a bad one. I did not. I can't support her by beating up that side chick. Then the way the other side chick react also was so bad. It was completely bad. So they have to get into fight. What she could have done is immediately she got that slap, she will just go to police station, open an assault case, and simple. This is a civilized. They are not civilized actually. Anyway, that is what she could have done
It's
instead
a
of
criminal
engaging
offense
in a
over
fight.
there. To get involved with a married person, you get arrested if you do that.
No, 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 no. There is no law in Nigeria that
Yes,
there is no
please.
law in the world. There is no law in the world that say that when somebody caught you with a married woman, you'll be guilty of that. Nobody. No, there is no law. There is no law. No
There
law.
is,
There is no
please.
law.
There
Even
is, please. Please, there
There
is.
is
in
There
Nigeria,
is.
in Nigeria,
You said in
in
the world, there
Nigeria,
is. There is.
in
There is,
Nigeria,
please.
is it okay? Anyway,
There,
let me say in Arab countries, actually, but in a civilized nation, it's not like that. But in Nigeria, particularly, there's no law for that. Anyway, let's keep that one aside. Love got nothing to do with cheating. Love got nothing to do with cheating. Cheating when it comes to cheating, anybody can cheat. It depends on the situation you find yourself, because you can find this guy attractive. Maybe you're working, you can find somebody attractive, you engage in conversation, engage in
So are you
relationship with that person.
cheating should be okay in marriage from either of them or
No,
only a
no,
man?
no, no, no. The cheating. When it comes to cheating, let us centralize this. When it comes to cheating, actually, in the eye of men, cheating is not good. But in a behavior of humankind, it's a common act for everybody, and nobody should deny this, even including you, Emma. There, you can't tell me it's only one man you have. So everybody is in our is
Don't
our
say,
ne-
don't
is a,
say that. Don't say that to a married
no,
woman, please.
no. I'm just no. It's a central issue
Emma,
we're having here. No, we're having a
Emma, I
central
told you to
issue
wear
here.
armor helmet
No.
today. Go get bullet.
No, we are having a conversation. We are having a conversation. We are not crucifying anybody here. We are just having a conversation. So we can give anybody as an example. So what happened is anybody can get attracted to anybody. It's not because of finance. Finance can be part of it. Attraction can be part of it. A work-related issue, somebody mentioned it, can be a part of it. Financial can be part of it. There's a lot of
So
things that make somebody to fornicate, especially women, But for men, that is the nature of a man. You can't take it away. Even though you kill him 10 times, he will resurrect 10 times and do the same thing again and again. So only any man said that he doesn't fornicate. Some of them don't know how to approach you, a woman. They don't know how to talk to a woman. They are completely shy how to talk to any man who says so. But any man who know how to talk to a woman, no matter what, whether your woman is a beautiful woman, a beautiful woman, it doesn't matter. You will always engage in that act. It's a natural thing. But I will not use it and say no, because it's a natural thing. Everybody must engage on that. No, it's completely wrong, especially when it results into fight like this. It became a problem. Thank you.
all right, Mr. Chibuzo, thank you. And thank you for that bullet that you sent all the way to Lagos to meet me. Thank you very much. Today it's me and you people. All right. Another thank you goes to the progressives and G. Thank you so very much for this. You're the first person showing me love today. Thank you. Thank you. I love you, the progressives and G. Thank you. Please click on the link and come into the studio. Let us talk. Evans, how are you doing? Good day to you. Thank you for being here. I'm so sorry we do not have a number for you to call in, but you could please click on the link. You'll be right here to give your submissions. Evans, I really do look forward to you giving your submissions on the broadcast. Please find a way to do so. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Chubuzo, let's move on to the next person. And I think I have here, yes, Mr. Nsibide. Mr. Nsibide, do you think that women are also not moved by what they see?
Well, thank you so much, Sister Ima, for this wonderful topic. But you see, that woman with that call with freeze, I don't the daddy thing in front of his name. Maybe ladies should be calling him that. I'll just call him freeze. You see what I think, the lady with the headscarf. I think she was approaching the whole thing from. She was being too emotional about it. A man can really love you and have a very strong sense of loyalty for you and still go and be with another lady. It's that's the simple truth. The only thing is that when some men say a man will cheat, is in the nature, is in all that, I think that's just like a surface generalization of the whole thing, or surface level view, because you have to go deep down and understand why. And there's a reason for all that. Not all men can just feel the need to go do that. It all depends on, from my own understanding, it depends on the relationship or the behavior, or the kind of, how do I put it now, let me say, the the attitude of your partner or your wife or whatever. Because sometimes you find out that some people, because of that familiarity and being too comfortable in maybe marriage or relationship, then they now overlook a lot of other things. You understand? So you find out that at some point, even for the women, they discover that this man is no longer doing whatever I like and is no longer like this and that. Before you know, they start entertaining other advances, right? And that's the same thing for the man. You know, when he starts feeling like, this lady has just let herself go, and probably she's now even putting herself in the place of his auntie or his mother or something like that, then you find out that he wants to still feel the spark of, he's still a human being. It doesn't matter. You can say age is now a grown man and all that. It doesn't matter. He's still a human being. He still has those feelings. His body can be changing, but deep down, he still has those desires. So you find out that at some point, he will go out to go and try and relive those fantasies.
Mr.
So,
NCBD, Mr. NCBD, I'm sorry, I'll be interjecting a whole lot of you. Let's break this thing down about a woman letting go of herself. You know, you meet a woman in her prime and she's doing okay, she's doing well, she has time to change cologne, you know, she goes for perfume testing, you know, everything is just going fine and well. And then you come into the scene, you see her standard of living. She has a responsibility most times is herself. She comes first, and then there is the family. Do you know how? Do you know the work a woman puts into being married? The fact that you men don't even know what you want to eat a good number of the time, the woman has to be thinking for you. Then comes the children. She's running round the clock. You guys become a priority. When a woman loses herself, is it not in the place of her better half, the husband, to see to it that she has all that she needs? And sometimes these women don't even have help. So they are the ones waking up by 5 o'clock or 5:30. They begin their day not doing their own thing. They are taking care of the home, to clean the home, prepare the home, what the family would have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, what this person will wear to school, what to make sure the husband. So how will she not lose herself in all of this? Not all men provide this help. How many of them provide a washman, someone to come do the laundry, take care of the laundry, or someone to come clean the house, or someone to do the market runs, or nanny? If all of these things are in place, I believe a woman would not lose herself. So when a woman loses herself, the man should ask, what am I not doing right? Because before I came into the scene, she was not like this. So a man should feel like a failure when that happens.
well, my sister, you see, this is just my own.
Something you just have to hold on.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. SBD,
Oh,
please.
okay, okay. Yeah. So, well, I feel like you see, if we are being honest, the part that is very serious for the man that we are talking about. Okay, food, all those things is very important. Clean. But you see, the part of the bedroom, because I don't know if I can use some certain word, is
You
it's
you go to Pigeon. You speak in Pigeon. Let's take it to Pigeon if you want to go all the way.
oh okay. Let me just try to go around the words. But you see, the part of the bedroom activities or whatever, it can be anywhere, but that activity is something that uh, the lady should understand that it's a very important part. I'm sure that there are ladies also that want, that feel the same way. But let me speak from a man's perspective. The lady should understand that that part there should be no interference. You can't say because you're washing whatever and doing all these things, then in the night you're not on your regular, on your monthly occurrence issue. There's nothing stopping you, and you're just like, well, I'm not in the mood. I don't feel like, when you start saying all those things, and if it becomes something recurring or maybe that is happening quite often, then definitely that man will start losing even interest in trying to persuade you. Because to be honest with you, for me personally, I can't even persuade. If I discover that I have to persuade you, I've already lost interest. So that's just me. But some people maybe they don't have any issue with persuading someone. So in that aspect, you find out that that can make some men to start maybe withdrawing and just trying to look for, okay, you, no problem. I have you as my wife, take care of the family. I'll try my best, do everything I can do for you, you know, because you're loyal to me and all that, and I'm loyal to you. But when I want to kind of, satisfy my desires or whatever, I will go look for, I will just go, maybe there's somebody there by the side. It doesn't mean, that's what I'm saying, that you can really feel a sense of loyalty for a lady and have all those love for her, but you still go and do one or two things. I'm not saying I'm doing that. And my brother, I don't know, the other brother that spoke something about the Bible was saying he did not support. I don't know if we are saying all those things, then we should be bringing the verses and the chapters, because there's no part actually in the Bible that, the part I remember some time ago somebody told me about was, if a man wants to become a bishop, let that man be a man of one wife. So are all the men trying to be a bishop? So that what it means is that if you're not ready, if you're not trying
Let,
to
let,
become a bishop,
excuse me,
CBD, CBD,
huh?
CBD.
let me chime in on
Eh?
that, because I don't know if I heard you that the Bible
Yeah.
didn't talk about.
No, no, I don't know. I don't think you were here when he said something like the Bible never condemns. Yeah, I mean, the Bible condemns
Right.
marrying more than one wife, something like that. So I'm just trying to say that
Right.
because
That's why I
the
wanted to
Bible.
chime in. I
All
think it's
right,
a
all
good.
right, all right.
Let me just chime in with 1 minute and say that
Okay.
if that person looked at 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8, let me just read it quickly. It says, love is long suffering and kind. It does not envy, does not parade itself, it's not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, it's not provoked, it thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. I think that love is the main thing that we're talking about, but the First Corinthians is where the Bible nails it. It encapsulates. So when we're talking about relationship, we should be talking about love. But sorry to interject. I would make my own contribution when it's time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ima, I don't know. Let me just quickly round up because I see the number of people on the panel is increasing. But what I'm trying to say is this. Well, if there is understanding when it comes to marrying more than one wife or whatever, if there is understanding, if because I believe in agreements, even the Bible says two people cannot work together if they have not agreed, right? So if this lady understand what she's getting into, and this man has made it laid it out from the beginning that this is my direction in life, I will do this at some point. If there's an agreement, they should go into it. There's no issue there. But I don't believe in just waking up one morning and saying that I'm joining another lady to you, and the lady is like, you never, how come, you know? So everybody should be in agreement. So what I'm trying to say is this: when people are saying that a man cheating and all those things, like the lady said on that panel, one of the ladies said before marriage, there is a high chance of the lady being the one cheating more. I agree. I from my own observations, you know, from of the things I've seen in life, I can agree with that. But in marriage, it kind of looks like it's the man that does more of the cheating, you know. But what I'm trying to say is that, and also when ladies are saying things like uh, you need attention and all those things and all that, you know, is good. Attention is good, but what the problem is that, are you considering what the man is doing when he's not present? If he's a man that is just jobless, or maybe he doesn't have so much he's doing, then there should be no excuse, you know. But for someone that is really working hard, you know, like thinking so many things, how to move his family, to make his family financially secure and everything, and you're there counting for him times that he's absent. Because me, to be honest with you, if somebody gives me one, just disturbs me for one day about you're not giving me attention, I usually just withdraw myself, you know, because at the end of the day, look, what am I doing? Am I joking? Am I sleeping? You know, so I think people should also consider those things and when we are talking. And for that lady that went and slapped somebody, that, you see, the problem is people think is emotional intelligence is very important. You think that everything is about going to fight or who is stronger than each other physically. You know, like, you know our culture and our social culture. If somebody say, "I will slap you," you will say, I will break all your bones." You know, so it's not by who is stronger. Sometimes you just need to be like that lady that was slapped. The best way to react is you've just been physically assaulted. In Nigeria, adultery is not illegal. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in some parts of the north, I don't know. Maybe according to the Sharia law or whatever there, I don't know. But generally, it's not illegal. So you can go and report that this person have just physically assaulted me. Then they will take this whole thing, they will process it. But you want to show that, you know, I'm stronger. Then you know, by doing that, now you're about to end somebody's life. You know, so it's a very wrong reaction, and it's also very foolish to go and attack somebody. Even as a man, I've actually had an experience of a man in those days, long time ago, that was trying to come for me because of
Okay, I'm sorry. I
something I
have to.
don't even, you know.
Wait.
Sorry. Let me just finish by saying this. So even as a man and as a woman, don't go and start looking for somebody because sometimes they don't even know that you have anything to do with the other person. Sometimes they don't even know you're married. Sometimes they don't even know you're in a relationship, and you're there going to go and attack somebody that probably does not have an idea about you. So it doesn't make any sense.
All right, Mr. Nsubidi, thank you very much for your submission, and thank you to those on the comment section. You guys are keeping it very lit. Thank you very much. So, should it be a function of it being put into law? Evans says some countries like mine prohibits polygamy. That's a law put in place for everyone, but does not prohibit anyone from having side chick or whatever. Bible said in the book of First Timothy, Bishop one wife. And just while I was smiling to that comment, saying, there are some gentlemen on here, then comes Steelmaker saying, women inherently push men to cheat, though. Steelmaker, I beg, this is the way you talk. Just come and finish it. Find a way. The studio is full, but just find a way to shed more light on this. All right. I think I have, yes, Mr. Tunaija. Hi, Mr. Tunaija. How you doing?
Yeah, hi, Emma. Thanks for having me. Greetings to everyone on the panel, the chat, and the viewers. Okay, so I hope you are doing all good, Miss Emma. Or is it Mrs. Emma? Because from what the other guy, the barbed wire, the guy that you, it appears you are Mrs. So I'll say I hope everything is okay with you, Mrs. Emma.
Yeah, everything is fine. Well, thank you. But just before you even pick that up, guys, this is an appeal for you to support us. Click on the dollar sign to the right in the comment section. Show some love, please. Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Tunaija, take it away.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is an interesting one because I think this topic, people will have it now and again, and the women are always like, "Oh, the men, the men are guilty as sin," and all the rest of it. Personally, the way I look at this is that I think there is some things our forefathers before now got right, because we are shaped by environments, and our environments basically intends that men generally take more risks. That is why the men, because it was stupid, isn't it, for the women to be taking children for hunting or going to dangerous places, all the crazy avenues, and you're going to find problems there. So it means that the men have to go out and do all these things, and men, because of that, expose themselves to a lot of risk, and they die often. It means that the ones that survive the environment are often considered alpha. So when they come back, you have fewer men, more women. What do you think is going to happen? If that society is going to move forward, the women have to be occupied somehow. You can't just leave the women without men alone. So by default, you just have a situation whereby polygamy is instituted. It's not. It doesn't. You don't have to wait. It will just happen. And
So, Mr. Tunaija, so wait, as a man, you go out trying to rescue women's loneliness. Is that what you're saying?
Not yeah, in a way that's what it is actually, because it's not only about loneliness, it's practicality. You can't say, oh, because every woman has to marry one husband. So you know that 40% of men go on to procreate historically. 80% go on, of women go on to procreate. So you want to say only 40% of men are allowed to procreate with 40% of women? That is a death sentence. What is going to happen there is that the other society that occupies those this in 80% of women will go on to conquer and win. That's why polygamy exists. You see what I mean? So logically, that is what you get, because those men go out, many of them die, and sometimes even more die because of war. And when they die, then the women have to procreate. If they don't procreate, the society population will drop, and the ones that do it will win. Hence why it's an advantage for men to have multiple women. Besides, what that also means is that the men that survive these things generally tend to be the more competent ones, stronger ones, which is what evolution is all about. Survival of the fittest. The ones that survive go on to procreate and have more children.
You see, while you are speaking, I try to picture everything you are saying, and you just threw me into some war zone, and I refuse to be in that place. Come back home now. Our men are not fighting war. These husbands are not fighting war. So let's be practical right here now. Should this be allowed? Is it impossible for a man to keep himself? Say, there's this very brazen nature of men these days, and even the ladies. Now, there's no regard. Well, I don't know if it's because the woman would have, but those days when a woman would approach the husband's lover, she would either run the shame of it, but now it's like people, they are being hailed, they go about it brazenly. Should it be encouraged? And if we've gotten to this point, should we not be having conversations with our spouse like, okay, let's have an open marriage. I want to do my thing. You can, but you expect me to be 100% faithful to you while you want to go about? Does it really make sense?
You can have an open marriage, but if you look at the practicalities of it, if you have an open marriage and you get pregnant, there could be confusion there, but the technology to find that one out now. But when you get pregnant, half of the time a woman is basically disabled, then it's not useful to multiple husbands, is it? The men will have to go out again and service themselves somewhere else. So you see, there are fundamentals on the ground that you can't escape from. You can't escape from some fundamentals on the ground.
You cannot say that a woman is disabled because she's pregnant. No.
Yeah, 8 months you want to go and be serviced by multiple men because you have multiple husbands. You want to behave like men. You think that is practical?
A woman
you have children. You are servicing multiple men.
Does not, even the doctors, when you go to the hospital, you are advised to engage more in sexual activities.
Okay, if you think that is practical, and the men come in different shades and sizes, and if you think that is practical, then good luck with that one. But I can tell you that historically, I'm sure women have tried it, and when you have multiple children and with multiple men, it's not very practical that way. The way because there's also the cycle that women go through that is also not very practical. So these things are like that for a reason. If we just pretend as if it doesn't exist and you expose children to all kinds of threats because you say, okay, you want to be like a man. I don't even know what women want to be like men for. 40% of them don't make it to procreation. You guys, 80% of you do. That is a blatant judgment on the life expectancy of men. And most women don't even tolerate men that have not succeeded at all. You guys give them blind, cold shoulders all the time. And at the same time, you see all of them, the ones that have managed to survive all that, to settle for only one. There's this kind of stuff that is not fair with the way people are behaving. You know full well you cannot go with any man that is considered a loser out there, even if he's a very viable man that can still have children, because you want the best. You want the best, and the men that go on to become the best, they should have the privilege to have as many women, because you guys are not choosing all the other men, because women choose the best. That is why men that do well have multiple women queuing up. It's not by force, so they didn't force them. They will queue up.
Okay, so now that's for the rich man. So a rich man, I mean, he has worked himself to that place where he can afford that lifestyle. So he should be allowed. That's what you're saying. Okay,
That's what
I
we
for
want.
one, okay, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. But what about the poor men that are cheating?
Eh, they are doing what men do. See that those men that made it, those men that made it, that poor guy is still
No, no.
that those type of men. The only problem is that he's just poor. He's still the
If you're
same.
if you're a poor man here, you are hearing me, you don't have the right to cheat. As a woman, I am saying it. You don't have,
You,
you can't afford it.
you know
If
what?
we
I
are
agree
going
with you
to
on that. I
agree.
agree with you on that one. I think you if you have to have the ability to be able to do that. You can't just any loser out there just start having children because that's how nature designed it to be. So that the best ones that can survive the environment go on to procreate. Any loser, okay, I don't want to be, you have some disability and all the rest, then you say, okay, go and have children. That is not the most healthy thing for
No,
the population at all. So
Mr.
that I
Tunaja,
agree.
but Mr. Tunaja, that's another angle you are taking it to. The idea of these affairs are not for children, or they're just, I mean, they're just for all games and fun. They're not for children.
But the drive came from there. The drive came
No,
from there.
I think the drive came from just having fun. I mean, they say a man cannot control his eyes, or a man is moved by what he sees. I think that's it. If a man wants to have children, that's a different one, Mr. Niger. Not everyone cheats to have children.
No, I understand, but it's like saying women, not all women sleep with somebody to have children. It's true, but the when you sleep with men, generally the process is meant to do that. That is how the process evolved, and that process is still what is driving most men, even if it's mostly for fun now, but it's still driving them. So that part you can't necessarily take it away. But yeah, I get the argument when you said that if you are not, well off, you shouldn't be having multiple women because there are consequences. What if you go and have a child and you're not able to take care of the children? These things were designed to weed out the weaker ones, and women usually do that.
Mr. Tunaija, that one is not a wife's problem. If my husband is cheating on me, my problem is not if he's going to have a child and cannot take care of the child. That one is his business and his problem. My own is if you are caught cheating, Oga, what are you buying for me? What are you bribing me with? Because you have to bribe me with something very huge. So if you cannot afford what you used to tell me, I am sorry. I'm sorry you
Mm.
cannot afford to cheat on me, Mr. Tunaija. I am dumping you right here and I'm moving to some other person. Thank you for your submission.
I respect point. I respect that point of view. Most women, the truth is, most woke women will not respect that point of view. They will say, if he cheats on you, oh no, you can't be with him. You have to dump him. And blah, 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 blah. That's what they will say. But I respect that point of view.
All right, Mr. Tunaija, thank you. If you're just joining in, welcome to the chat on Niger Watch. Welcome, it's good to have you all. Do well to like this broadcast, please. Share, invite someone. Yes, so share, invite. Let us learn and unlearn something. We know if we kill ourselves on top of this man and woman matter. We have to find a way to evolve. We need to come to terms and agree with some things. Come and hear this man talk and come and hear me drop nuggets too. Yes, please come into the studio. And those of you here, please do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Please, please, please. Thank you so very much. All right, Mr. Kennedy, I want to give you 1 minute to say something.
Yes, I want to bless Mr. Tunaja for his submission. And I want to tell Mrs. Ima, it's like, you are a married woman. It's very difficult to talk to you somehow. But, come to think of it, you see these women going out, all these women outside that are like between 24, 25 to 30, they will all stone you if they listen to you saying this because they need us. Because who are the men that is going to take care of these women that are not yet married? Who? Because they want us. They always dress very erotically. They want us to come. You see these women wearing miniskirt. Why do you people wear miniskirt and leave your homes? What do you wear the miniskirt for? Because you need men to come over to you. The fact is, it's just a natural thing. If any woman that doesn't want to understand this phenomenon will not stay in her marriage. Our mothers were there, they experienced it. Our sisters are there, they are experiencing it. You see, men are just wired like that. You just have to accept it. But like that woman that is wearing scarf, those such women, we know the amateur entertainment business. I've seen women a lot. Such women are the ones that are promiscuous a lot more than other people. They just come to the social media and rant as if they think they can deceive us. I see women here every day. Women that come here with their husband, the following day they are coming with other men and asking us to shut up. We are seeing them. So women just have to understand that men are wired that way. I have a wife. My wife, she doesn't disturb me, and I love her. That woman was saying, if a man loves the wife and he cheats, well, that language cheating, I want I want that one to be removed from the dictionary. It's not cheating. It's just having fun. What do you mean by cheating? Men are wired out. You women, you woman, only you cannot handle me. I'm telling you, one woman cannot handle
That's
a
funny.
man. That is true. Because when somebody was saying, okay, when a woman is pregnant, she's pregnant for about 9 or 10 months. Somebody said she's disabled. Well, maybe I might not want to use that language, but she's incapacitated somehow. And not every woman, you see, every woman actually is wired different. There are some women when they are under conception, they can have XEX. But there are some women they will never try. They will never do it because it will not be good for their body system. So what do you expect the men to do? Why is it that you see prostitution houses, motels, and you don't see the prostitution houses for men? So men can always go have fun and come back home. We love our wives. We want to go back because every man wants to have it like 3 or 4 times a week. Every normal man wants. I want to have it 3 or 4 times. Otherwise, there's no need for me to go to work every day. I don't have to work if I'm not having fun. So
But does
if
this
you 3 4 times.
apply to your partner, Mr. Kennedy?
Yes, because before I got married, I told her if you deny me 1, 2, 3 times, you're out of my house. Well, that was why I lost my first marriage. If you deny me 2 or 3, you know how excruciatingly difficult it is for a man to come back home and the woman say, no, I'm not in the mood. Tomorrow you say, I'm not in the When will you be in the mood? Just go out, let me bring somebody else that want to be in the mood. I think it's part of life. I used to say it, if women are removed from this world, I better don't exist. Why should I be existing if women are not in this world? Is what gives me joy and keeps me going. If I want to have it with my wife, I'm saying it on national TV. I want to have it with my wife 2 or 3 times a week. If it's not possible, well, I can forgive you in 1 week, but the second week you don't try that with me. There's no reason for me to exist. So the women, they have to understand that the women that want to stay in marriage, they just pay blind eye to what the husband is doing. As far as the husband is putting food on the table and taking care of her, taking care of the children and loving her. Why is it that men can use their hand to throw it away and they cannot throw it away on other people?
Mr. Kennedy,
So,
Mr. Kennedy, can I
my
ask you
brother,
a question?
no, I have asked you to give me your number. It's there. Give me your number. Me and you will talk if we talk here, maybe we might be quarreling because I want to teach you religion. I was a preacher when I was in Nigeria. I was a scripture
Okay,
union member.
okay.
So it doesn't
Yeah,
mean when I
I
talk
just
like
have
this,
quick
you
question for
think.
you.
Ask me later. Give me your number. I'll talk to you. Let's don't disturb other people with our religious beliefs.
Okay,
But if you want
no,
to
no
ask me,
problem.
it's okay. If you want to ask me, it's okay. I can take it on. I was a preacher.
No, this one is not about spirituality first. This is I just
Okay.
want to reply you with what you just said now. And you
Go
said
ahead,
that you
sir.
cannot. You said you cannot resist it. If your woman denied you of your sex, you will go outside because of that.
I didn't say
Okay,
so. I didn't say so if you listen to me properly.
okay, maybe I did not
Yeah.
understand what you
I
said.
say
No problem.
one, 2, 3 times. The third time is not allowed. That's what I said.
Okay, no problem. Let's because there's other people on the platform. Continue, Misima.
Thank you. Bring your number here. I want to call you later.
All right, Brother Knight, please drop your number in the private chats for Mr. Kennedy, so you guys can continue. All right,
All right, Mr.
this
Kennedy.
Evans, and I'll be moving to Mr. Vine Maxwell to answer the question. He says, "What are the points to prove cheating on wife or husband?" Let someone attempt this question. What are the points to prove cheating on wife or husband? That is, what are those things that one would do that would, that classifies as cheating? What are those things that you would do and say, yes, this is you cheating on your wife? But I don't know why we are saying that having an affair, extramarital affair, is not cheating. Mr. Kennedy, you started by giving us the dictionary meaning of cheating. Okay,
Yes,
Mr.
now this Oyibo just can't change everything. Now they are trying to promote polygamy. Now you go to India, go to one part of it, some part of India that say that practices polyandry. I don't know if a lot of people here understand the meaning of polyandry. That is when a woman can take in more than 2 husbands at the same time. Google it. It's there. We studied that in school when I was in poly then. So it's there. This has got a lot to do with this is what the Japanese call the culture shock. If you go to other countries, what you think, what you perceive is relevant in your country, it's not relevant in other countries. It's there.
But,
So we
but
just
Mr.
have to
Kennedy,
live by
what
it.
you don't understand, if people practice it, does not mean that is normal, is allowed.
Why
That's the
should you
reason
say
why
it's
I
not
told you
normal?
that some people are doing it.
No, wait a minute. To you, it might not be normal. To other people, like Mandela said, I know some once a terrorist is another mass freedom fighter. You have to know that. You have to be liberal in your thinking. If you are not liberal in your thinking, you see, like what we the Christians think. Have you ever interrogated Muslim and hear what they see, how they think about this life? And you people said on the day of rapture, God will come and take one will be standing here, the other one will be standing there. Do you know what the Muslims are thinking? So these are different paradigms from different people. You come to part of Asia and see that life is entirely different from what you think in the Middle East or what you think in Europe. That's how it is. So you have to be liberal in your thinking. Don't think it's the only Bible that is the religion. We practice Shinto here, but though we don't go to temple. See, I will talk to you about religion privately.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you for your submissions. Mr. Vine, what are those points that proves that one cheats in marriage?
Thank you, Emma, and good afternoon to my fellow panelists and our listeners all over the world and those in the comment section. You see, Emma, we are in a situation where when men misbehave, they find one way or the other to cover it up, to give excuse why they do it. In those days when lizards were few, our ancestors were engaged in polygamy. Yes. What was the reason of being, engaged in polygamy? Was those days a man is known as rich and wealthy according to the number of wives he has, the number of children he has, and the number of children determines how huge his farm is in those days. But when modern civilization begin to creep in, there is no more excess land for people. Food becomes scarce. People are now hustling. People begin to change to the old narrative and way of life. For me today, no matter how rich I am, I don't think I will engage in polygamy. There is no how you take a wife that more than one wife, that you will love them the same way you love one wife. Yes, it's quite obvious. When when God created Adam, put them in the Eden, in line with my own religion, Adam, misbehaved there. And according to the scriptures, God asked him, instead of him to go direct and answer God, this is what I have done. He blamed God for giving him Eve. Excuses. That is what is bringing all these problems. If you are matured, I am matured to take a wife. I might be playing around before I, pick, find a lady that I feel that can, live with me as a wife. The day you make that promise is for better, for worse, in line with my own religion. You don't suppose, because the Bible says, love your wife as Christ loved his church. That is in line with my religion. And if you love your wife, there is no way you will go outside or tiptoed outside your matrimonial home to engage in extra marital affairs with another people. If we don't do it, that fight that happened between that side chick and the real wife wouldn't have happened, because we failed to control ourselves. I am not a proponent of going outside your marriage home simply because you want to show that you are a man. No, I don't believe in that. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, Mr. Van Maxwell, thank you for your submission. Thank you. Judge Bushel, how you doing? Thank you for being on this broadcast. Judge Bushel just keeps going on and on and on and saying that it is not written anywhere that there is one man and one wife. Never. He says King Solomon did it, and Muhammad, and these are strong, prominent religious leaders, right? Judge, that's your point. Okay, Mr. Kennedy has a question for you, Mr. Judge, but before that, Evans asked a question on here saying, what are those points to prove cheating between in a marriage? What are those points to prove that a man has cheated or a woman has cheated? I'd like for someone to answer that question, one of the panelists. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, ask your question and also answer that question, please.
Oh, you want me to ask and at the same time answer the question? Please take the question again.
What are the what are the points that prove cheating in a marriage?
The points that shows that men are cheating.
Yes, what are those things that that you would say? What are those things that when done you say a man has cheated or a woman has cheated?
Oh, well, like I have said, it depends on what you mean by cheating. For me, I do not quite understand the meaning of cheating. It depends on how you want to look at it. I think other people should. I don't think I'll be in the best position to answer that question. Somebody else should take over from me and answer the question. But the question I want to ask Mr. Van Maxwell is, Mr. Van Maxwell, please, with due respect, you are aware that the population of before you came, we discussed that the population of female in the world is more than the population of male. If every male in a certain age bracket has to take one wife each, one female each, what happens to the remaining female? Very short question.
Mr. Kennedy, I will tell you that nature will take care of it. By the way, before I was born, there were so many of them there, and God was taking care of them.
Please, could you expatiate for the benefit of those people all over the world listening?
Mr. Van Maxwell, God bless you.
Nature, God created, you see, God created all of us. In line with what I'm telling you, with all due respect, sir, is in line with my own religion and what I believe. Okay? You see, I am not the creator of all these, women that we see. And I didn't create myself. God created, and He has a purpose for everybody. So
you think God was not sensible for having created more women than men? Is that your assertion?
No, that is not what God has a reason of doing. Whatever you see that is happening today, the way He plays His word, that is how it is. I will not question God for doing that, but I will do my own. God, Brother Kennedy, I'm coming. We were created. I was born to meet women. I came to meet them, and I have seen what my father has done. And that is the principle that I'm following. I will not, because I am a man, then I will begin to recreate what God, has placed for me in line with my own religion. I respect your own opinion and religion, but with me, that is how I will do. I will go with it.
Thank you, but the question is not answered. But anyway, if you go to Nigerian churches and you ask pastors some very pertinent question, they will call you man of little faith. I think that is the way you have answered me. And in Japan here, when politicians, when they embezzle money and they press people, ask them very difficult questions, they will just tell you no comment. That is the best
Yeah,
way
I think
to
what
go
he's
after that.
advocating that God should take care of it with lesbianism
Yeah,
or
yes.
kind of
you see,
LGBTQ
you
stuff.
see,
You see,
How
you
else
see.
no,
is God supposed to take care of it? Or is it war? You
Oh,
want
Niger,
you
so
want to kill the men that are married and leave women already?
When you
You
look
have
at
to
this,
answer straight questions. I'm pretending
no,
as if
when
the
you
yes.
war
look at
doesn't exist.
lesbianism, LGBTQI, and all the rest of them, these are man-made cultures that we have brought in order to suit our narratives. It wasn't
No,
there.
it's not.
That was not
You guys in
artificial.
Africa, see things from a very narrow perspective. There are people that are born with both man private part and a woman's private. They are everywhere. Please,
And
this you see.
it has been proven that these are, medical conditions that can be taken care of. These are
Why is
medical
it that
conditions.
why
There
is
are
it that
no
you are not
conditions.
asking God? Why is it that you are not asking God to come and take care of them? Why are you going to medical situation now? You should ask God
Thank
to
Miss
come and
Emma,
take care of them.
You
Mr.
see,
Miss
Kennedy.
someone
Emma,
wake up and
Mr.
Okay,
By
thank you.
Maxwell.
Miss
Mr. By
Emma,
Maxwell, that's that we can take. Yes, please.
you asked a question. You said, "What is the sign to show if Mars have cheated?" You asked that question, and
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy could not give you any answer to it. The sign. Let me give you the answer. The
Have you
sign for
cheated
you to
before?
know. The sign for you to know if a man have cheated is STD and HIV.
Ah man, oh boy, commodity. Ah, oh boy, give me your number. Give me your number. May we talk. Forget this thing.
All these guys are act as if women are going to just jump on
They,
them because
they
they are
just
men.
you want women to praise you, Abi?
Nobody's going to say appreciate you for it because they will just say, okay, you are just one of those men. The truth is, if he was around and another person was around tomorrow, the other guys are willing to marry multiple women. Their children are going to inherit the earth. That Van Maxwell's distinct children are not likely to make it because the
All right.
polygamous ones is why we are here. It's just a fact. And why is it that somehow in this modern age we just act as if it didn't happen? We are all
Mm.
advocating for men and men to marry, women and women to marry, man to turn to woman and marry a woman. It's just the whole thing is so convoluted right now. And now, then some men are still there twiddling about whether
Niger.
polygamy is an issue or not. It's not an issue.
All right.
We'll move on already.
All right, Mr. Tunisia, thank you. Mr. Antibidi, please, 30 seconds.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So, well, I think I just wanted to put to my brother Vine Maxwell. These things we keep on saying about, my religion, the Bible, all these things. Most of us here, if I'm not mistaken, if not all of us, are Christians. But what I'm going to say is this: if these things can be solved by all this religion and whatever, we won't have all these so-called infidelities or adulteries happening right there in the church. So we need to understand that every solution we are bringing is also, we did not create ourselves. I'm sure there's a part of the Bible that said that everything belongs to God. All the glory is to God. So we did not create ourselves. The brain, the everything we are using is from God. So we are bringing solutions that will help us, navigate these issues in the right way. And all is also from God. So please let us understand that it's not just about religion and whatever, whatever. That's why there's counseling. That's why even some pastors will advise you to go for marriage counseling or to go for professionals, because there are things that can be handled. So please, we cannot just use a blanket statement or just brush everything aside and say, the Bible or what the Bible says and all that. Just look at everything happening in the churches. So
All
please
right.
let us look for
Yeah,
practical.
Emma, please, Emma,
Please, please,
if I can, just
one
a
minute,
30
please.
seconds.
1 minute, Mr. Vine, please. We have to move on, please. All right. Thank you for your
Yes.
submission. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Johnson Emmanuel, thank you for being here. Frank Honor, thank you. Rosaline Omori, thank you for being here. Johnson Emmanuel, yes, I bam. Well. Thank you so very much for being here, guys. No, you guys are not encouraging me. You guys are not encouraging me. This is a good broadcast. So please support us. Show some love by clicking on the dollar sign to the right. Please. Thank you very much. All right. Mr. Pansat.
You didn't allow me to at least say something based on what Sibi said.
Mr. Khan, please, I'm coming back to you, please. I have over 5 people that have not said a thing in over 2 hours. Please, we need to move. Please, I'll come back to you. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Pansa, please.
All right, thank you very much. This topic is not as trivial as we, the panelists, are making that to be. Obviously, we have to be responsible. There's a lot of people listening to us. There is no blanket carriage, or those who are listening and want it to be all fun and games. Too bad. You have some older people here. We're going to have to deal with it responsibly. There are many facets to this, and I know a lot of people want to speak. So I'm gonna rush through some of the points that I want to make here. The idea, you notice there's no women in the panel because women like us men to get up here on a soapbox and keep talking nonsense, right? And they even Emma is joking around and laughing and giggling, but she knows she's just measuring us as we're talking nonsense. So first of all, our forefathers used to marry more than 1 or 2, 10 wives, and they use it to, as Vine said, measure their wealth. But as I look at Mr. Kennedy, who is sitting in a nice, I don't know if that's an SUV or something, that's modernity. You won't do what our forefathers did. We're moving along. Marrying more than 1 wife has a lot of consequences today for any modern man. Now, there are those who are religious and they want to marry according to their religious tenets. We cannot have that discussion here as far as Christianity and Islam. So we're just going to have to proceed with modernity. What kind of society do we want? So women have to be respected and vice versa. Obviously, the Bible tells us how to do that. Love. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, but there are a lot of consequences to you go and marry a girl. You didn't discuss that beforehand, that you're going to be a polygamy. First of all, let's look at polygamy. It's the practice of marrying multiple spouses, obviously, but it's also immoral in many communities. Somebody mentioned King Solomon, who had 300 wives, but more importantly, 700 concubines. Well, that's crazy today. First of all, you can't afford it. It's expensive. There are kids involved. Now, if you go, you meet a woman and you say, hey, look, I'm going to marry more than 1 wife. I'm marrying you now. You're just number 1. I'm going to marry 2, 3 later or whatever. Fine. If she accepts to do that with you, because the effects of cheating now, it's not only marriage. This involves the relationship. I know a lot of young people like Emma's age who are listening in here. When you break somebody's heart, or you go into a loving relationship and you get married and you cheat, okay? There's so many things that's gonna go both for you, the cheater, and who you cheated on. Mistrust, increased anxiety, lowered self-esteem for your spouse, somebody you love. Once you do that to her self-esteem is shattered. Discomfort, irreparable damage, and such consequences. So you want to be aware of what you're doing. When you do something like that, trust me, you're finished. If a woman scorned can destroy your life, there are so many things. Somebody mentioned venereal diseases and all sorts of things. Now, Mr. Kennedy, who I always agree with politically, made some statements that are just totally whack. Okay, you can't play with a woman. You have a woman at the house. If she don't want to have sex with you, you're gonna have to find ways to attract her to do. You can't give her numerical portions or say, hey, look, two days and you're out of here. I mean, you're in the United States. If you drive your woman away, she's going to take half of your property, for one thing. But anyway, there's no condescending on this. We men, like I said, every panelist says a man talking nonsense because women are very clever. And but let me conclude by referring anybody who is interested to, because I know a lot of these kids today, they don't even read because they have a computer in their hands. But there's a book that was written some time ago. It has an eponymous title. Let me see if I can think about it. right? And it's like men are from Mars and women are from Venus or something like that. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that book would try to delve into the psychology that's very helpful. There are some critics of the book, obviously, but that book, I believe, it was written by the author is Mr. Gray, and he handled it very well. Okay, that's a term that he uses here, the wave. It's a natural dynamic centered around a woman's ability to give to other people. So that love and energy, the way they calculate, women calculate things are totally different from the way we calculate it. So in conclusion, I would recommend that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, so that we'll be talking about the same thing. It's a good read. And with that, I yield the balance of my time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that, Mr. Pansachet. Thank you. This one, Evans says, it's unfortunate that people are taking a crucial conversation like this for granted. I wanted to give them some legal insights about this, but they seems not to be serious. No, that's not so, Mr. Evans. Very soon, we'll be having a line that you could call into on the chat. But for now, you just have to make do with the link. Mr. Evans, if you could click on the link, 5-10 minutes, you could give your submission and go back to what it is that you are doing. That just would be fine. And this is just the beginning of this series. We'll be having this from time to time, because truly this is a very, very crucial conversation. This would go a long way to help homes, to heal homes. It will help with the mindset. I was also going to bring this. I was also going to, bring this up with what Mr. Pansat said. If we've come to this place where we have to accept that men have to do this and have to do this, then maybe we should begin to have this conversation from the get-go. Not some little girl who believes in love and fairy tale, and then she pours herself, gives herself to you in her innocence. At the time where all men are bowing at her feet, licking her feet, want to do this, give her what you cannot even give to her materially, even in attention. Those women, they come, they have access to this, but they'll say no, they'll keep them. Then they go on to see that you are cheating on them. It breaks them. It really, really breaks them. And when you see women just keep quiet looking at you, you should be very worried. Yes, you should be very worried. And when Mr. Pastor said, I'm just here laughing and making, no, I do not think, no, these submissions, well, I know what I know, Mr. Pastor. You have, he has a point there. A woman would just be looking at you, laughing with you when she knows what you are doing. And if you know what she is doing, Abasimi, hey, let me move on to the next person I have here. Mr. Collins. Hi, Mr. Collins. How are you doing? Welcome to this broadcast.
Thank you, Emma, and thank you to the panelists and also to the listeners. I just want to thank Mr. Vin and Mr. Pansett, because this topic is a very serious topic. For me, it's a very serious topic because among everybody in this panel, I think I'm the youngest among everybody. So I am single and I'm learning from so many things that you guys are talking about. So for me,
Don't be
it's
so
a very
sure.
important. I don't know, but for me,
Tell us your age.
I don't know, but I'm just I'm being honest. So it's a very important topic for me. I do listen to what everybody's saying. One thing about that, we have come to that agreement that whatever we do, we always find a reason to justify it, and that is the problem we are having. Everything that people do, they always find excuse, they always find reason to justify it. And more especially we African, we kind of do it often. Whenever we do something wrong, instead of us to just embrace it and accept that we do something wrong, we always find a way, excuses to justify that we do. And that is the problem. That is why this situation we find ourselves. So, I want to point there are some certain things you guys were talking about before, because I was listening. You guys said it because if you have money, you are free, you are entitled to marry or to marry as numbers of wife you want, or you are free to cheat or something like that. It's not about money. Even sometimes people who don't have money even go ahead and cheat more than people who have money. Some men can, maybe because he don't have money, he may have a very good body structure, or he may have a very good a handsome person. Then you will see him, maybe a lady can pay him, and at the end of the day, maybe boost him. They will start having an affair with the girl. but the guy don't
Yeah.
have money. But since you have a very good looking and maybe a very fine body, so before he starts sleeping in the hotel. Somebody will rent apartment for him. Then he will forget his wife and begin chasing that woman along. You understand? So it happens. It's not about because you have money, you're entitled to cheat or whatever you want. No. So for me, I don't want to make it as a religion because anything we do, we always bring it to religion or whatever we want to call it. But for me, it's all about principle. You have to, as a man and as a woman, as an individual person, you have principle. So once you have principle, that will determine every decision you make in life. Once you have that principle, it determines every decision you're going to make in life. When I talk about excuse, you see people in Nigeria, more especially in Nigeria, when you catch them smoking, they will tell you, say, if I don't smoke, I can't go to toilet. If I don't smoke, my food will not digest. They always find it. That smoke, you ask yourself, before I started smoking, I used to eat, I used to go to toilet. So that time I'm not smoking is my why can't I used to go to toilet that time, but what is the reason again? But always find a reason to justify everything that day. For me, my own thing is not about religion or am I a Christian or am I no. It's all about principle. Once you have it in your life, trust me, whatever decision you want to make in life, you stick with that. Like Emma just said now, before you went to marry a lady, there must be a conversation you have with that girl. There must be an agreement that you have with that person. At least you people have been dating for long or whatever. You can't just come out because of you now said my wife is pregnant. I can't be able to control myself. Who does that? For me, that means if anybody, that means if you are not, what about when you find yourself in maybe you are posted in a bank? Why can't you go there and see the money? But the reason why you didn't see the money because you control yourself very well. So, but if we can't control ourselves because our wife is pregnant, for that reason, I should be finding myself in any shower house I find myself until my wife give up because that's the excuses. For me, any day I make myself available and said I am married, even now that I'm not even married, I know how I control myself. I don't go to places that people find themselves. That is how I was. That is how I respect myself, where my environment, where I grow up, and that my kind of life. So I can't just because of I find myself in any environment, I start living a life that is not giving glory to my life or people around me. So for
God
me,
bless you, my brother.
so I don't know how you people manage to do it, but for me, I try as much as I can to try to live a life, maybe something different, but it's not working because let me tell you, in every home, in everywhere you come from, there is a foundation where you are born. So if you live out of that foundation and begin to live a life out of that foundation, you are deceiving yourself. There's something that my father used to tell me that once you forget where you come from, you are a dead person. Once you forget where you come from, you're a dead person. So I cannot change because of environment. That people say friends can change you, environment can change you. That's a liar. You are the only person who have that decision to make. Once you make that decision that nobody's going to change you, nobody's going to change you. So for me, whatever you people are saying here, I just want you people to begin. Don't take this issue as a they just everybody can just say whatever they want. It's a very serious issue because people are listening, and I'm also listening. I want to learn from people. How are they be able to manage their marriage? How are they be able to manage their family? Those are the things that you keep encouraging people so that somebody will, even before, if I'm now trying to involve myself in marriage, I will learn from there moving forward. You understand? So
All
thank you so much.
right. Thank you for your submission, Mr. Collins. Thank you for coming into the studio. This comment is from Johnson Emmanuel. It says, there are women that don't mind being second, third, fourth wife. So it's an open lifestyle. Choose what is good for you without hurting anyone. This is very true. But then again, if you don't get money, don't even attempt to even think of wanting a second, third, fourth wife. There's some lifestyle that are just too expensive for a poor man. Poor man, when I mean poor man, I don't mean in character. I mean poor man as in money this time around, because it is not character that a woman will chop from a cheating man. If you want to cheat, you should be able to afford it. And I think I've had two panelists come on here to say people are listening, so don't just say no. People are saying it as it is on here. Now they are saying it as it is. So let's allow people bear their mind. Not everyone has to uphold the moral high ground or low ground, as you know, whatever box you choose to click on this one. But this is it. We don't. I'm grateful. I'm thankful that we don't have anybody trying to aspire to perspire anybody here. People are saying it as it is. So women, men, listen and take this. They say when a man shows you or tells you who he is, don't tell him he's joking. Don't push it away. A good number of the men are saying one thing. Why should we think that they are joking or they are just talking
carelessly. No, they are not. That is it. That
Thank
really
you,
is it.
thank you, thank you.
I also accept and know that we all come in different types, shapes, sizes, and specifications. So what we have here, it is what it is at the end of the day. And Mr. Pansat HD, Mr. Pansat, you're almost like my man of the moment. Oh. Mr. Pansat says one woman can satisfy over 20 men if that is what she wants. And these 20 men will never know. Came for they will never ever know, guys. All right, thank you. Thank you for your submission so far. If you are just joining in, welcome to the chat on Niger Watch. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. Like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. Come into the into the comment section and click on the dollar sign to the right to support us. I beg, my throat is getting really dry. Somebody needs to send me coffee already. Thank you, Mr. Fansad. You and I, we are one on this one, right? Thank you very much. George, Judge Busher, what's up with you? Judge says moralism is even now as old-fashioned way, an old-fashioned way of life. Oh wow. Okay, man of prestige, welcome to this broadcast. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, good morning, afternoon, everybody. It's morning over here. Wow, it's quite an interesting topic you all have today. I guess we deviated from politics to this life. So what brought this topic today? I'm not really privy to that. I mean, why we are talking about this topic, just to know. I mean, I think I have a grasp
On the
of
chat,
what we're talking about.
we don't discuss politics on the chat. We discuss what affects us as a people, family, social life. That's what we discuss here on the chat.
Okay. Oh, okay. So the caption today is about cheating, if I got it right, or what?
It's impossible for one woman to satisfy a man.
Oh man, very interesting. I think it's kind of I'm sorry. I'm sorry to chuckle on that. It's kind of depends on the individual. I mean, you
My
have.
brother, I think you've answered the question without your laugh. For.
I'm sorry. Yeah. It's kind of depends between individual, but on average, from what the so-called experts said, men has more sex drive than women, according to what they said with the survey that I just read couple of months ago, actually last year. I think they say 20% of men do cheat compared to 13%. I mean, that's what they say. So I don't know how true that is. I think they are basing their decision that men tend to be more prone to casual and opportunistic cheating. So in that regard, I think I understand what they say men are prone to casual cheating. I mean, like I am a married man, but I love my wife. This is not pertaining to me. I'm just basing my generally. When men go out there to cheat, it's not that they don't have love for their wife. They just want to do to see if they still got it. They just they look at it as a casual sex. That does not mean they don't love their wife, but is that right?
It means nothing to them. It means nothing to the man.
No, it doesn't mean nothing to them. They just want to do as many women as they can do. They just have that conquer ego in them. So they want to conquer as many women. Let's be realistic. All men are like that. I think we have our testosterone is very high. I mean, I don't even know how many. Very high compared to women. I'm not giving the right word according to the medical doctors or whatever, medical expert. I think it can compare to be like about 100 to 10. That's how high it is. So there's tendency for men, whenever they say, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
Okay, there's tendency whenever men say pretty women are there, I mean, they start feeling it, just even their booze or whatever. I hate to use that word, this is national TV. I mean, they start feeling that they have to, I don't know how, if I can have this kind of woman, I don't know what we have, just men are like that. I'm not saying women don't have the sex drive too. The women do. I mean, we are all equal, but women can control themselves compared to men on average. I mean, like me, when I used to travel, I travel with my secretary, we go and stay in a hotel, but knowing that I have wife at home, even pretty women, white, black, or whatever, it doesn't matter. So we are staying in the same hotel or whatever. I mean, the opportunity is there. But when you and this person in the same room, you can't hide it. There will be definitely an attraction. But it's left for you to say, I don't want to put myself in that situation. Let's assume, say, okay, we go out and drink. So when we come back to the hotel, we go to my room. No, but as a man, if you don't really want to cheat, if you don't want to put yourself in that situation, don't let the woman, I mean, like I'm speaking for myself, that's my secretary. Don't let her come back to your own room. Tell her to go back to her own room after you have gone to the night, have like happy hour. Let her go to her own room. But if you let her come to your own particular room, believe me, about 80 to 90% of the time, or even 90% of the time, you may end up doing what what you did not intend to do. It's just how it is. It's a human nature. But does that justify, the situation? No, it doesn't justify the situation. So that's just the way it is. And when you come to Africa space, I mean, we practice this polygamy. Men tend to marry more than one wife. So it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it's not illegal for men to marry more than one wife. Unlike where I am right now. I mean, you can marry more than one wife. Of course, you can have many wives. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that in Africa or Nigeria, it's legal, but here it's not. It's illegal, but people still do it. So you can't really justify whether it's right or whether it's not right. But morally, I mean, in my own point of view, I'm not saying I'm a saint, but it's not right. So it's up to you to do what is right for yourself, whether you want to devote to cheating or having plenty of men or not having plenty of women. So it kind of depends. But in Nigeria space, I think it's kind of different. You have a lot of men that has money. They tend to marry more than one wife. It's like a conquer thing. They feel it like ego. You have to have more than one wife. I mean, which I don't subscribe. I didn't come from. I mean, luckily for me, I didn't come from that kind of family in Nigeria. So my mom and my dad, they're still together. Many years. So it had been them. They married very young. So that's how it is.
Oh,
That much to
all
say
right,
on this subject, but it's very interesting. Go ahead, Emma.
yes, it is. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here and thank you for your submission. I'll be coming back to you. Let's take this comment from Chidi Domike. Hi, Chidi Domike. Thank you for being on this broadcast. How are you, Chidi? Chidi says, if a man cannot be satisfied with one woman, 1,000 women will never satisfy him. Today, we are living by man's law and not by God's law. Lawlessness is very empty, feeds the flesh and abandons the spirit. Chidi, you don't carry us into another realm, but thank you for that. Johnson Emmanuel says 100 women cannot satisfy a man. People cheat just for testing, not because they are not satisfied. Wahala. And this is from Asa. Asa, you get my star for today. Asa says it is impossible for one woman to satisfy a man. It is impossible for one man to satisfy a woman. It is only discipline and duty and dedication that keep partners faithful. Don't get it twisted. I'll read this twice because I find this very, very profound. It is impossible for one woman to satisfy a man. It is impossible for one man to satisfy a woman. It is only discipline and duty and dedication that keep partners faithful. Don't get it twisted. Thank you so very much for that there, Asa. Thank you to each and every one of you here on this broadcast. Judge Bushel, I see you. Asa, I see you. Pastor at HD, I see you right there. Johnson Emmanuel, thank you so very much. Naomi Bella, where have you gone to? Evans, thank you so very much. NCBDT, thank you for being here. Mangui Peter, thank you so very much. Roslyn Omori, thank you. Frank Honor, thank you so very much for being on this broadcast. Steel Maker, thank you for being on this broadcast. Thank you. Ejike Onyemechi, thank you very much. Mommy Diaspora, thank you, dearest Mama. Pepper them with love. Oh, Monica, I love so much. Thank you for being on this broadcast. Thank you so very much. Thank you to Bragg Says. Thank you. I hope I got that right. So thank you so very much for being on this. Jejelaye, thank you for being on this broadcast. That is true. When you are very, very angry, just remember Jejelaye and cool down. Olori Collins, thank you for being on this broadcast. Educate, thank you so very much. Thank you to each and every one of you. Of course, the Progressives NG, thank you for your donation today. God bless you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Osagovo. Thank you, James Morgan. Where are you? I hope you're well. I've not seen you. Thank you to each and every one of you that has been part of our broadcast today. I really do appreciate. All right. Okay. Drive safely. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Bella, drive safely. Okay. Coming back to you, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy,
Can you be with a woman can, if your wife cheats on you, is there, is there room for, forgiveness and, let's forgive and forget, or you're like that African man that is it, it's over?
Huh. Well, bless everybody won't face me today. But anyway, yes, yes, yes. If she cheats, and I still love her, I think I should be able to forgive her
So
because
cheating,
one thing.
cheating would
Yes,
make you stop loving.
no, let me tell you something. There's a reason for cheating. Mrs. Iman, if it is possible, like everybody in this panel today, if it is possible for me to have a conference call, by not without telling them what I'm going to say, I will record it, and you will find that what people discuss here will be different from what they're going to discuss, because people are just saying they just want to be able to be accommodated by the entire public. They want to tell public what they want to hear. We are men and we know how we are. That's all. I'm going to leave it there. But if my wife happens to cheat, I'll forgive her, because if I let her go and I'm bringing another woman in, it's the same ball game. What is going to happen if the other one cheats? I'll let her go. So I live in Japan. I live in a civilized world. But in as far as she's not going to like put it in my face, I don't give a damn. That's why I don't check my woman's phone and she doesn't check my phone. Because the Benin proverb say, "I feel boy you need some mommy, no we are real idea." You don't dip your hand inside the where the physics comes from, and you expect something that is a good fragrance. No, it's something smelling will come out of it. That is why I don't prosecute my wife's phone. I don't look into her phone. I don't want to see what is going on. We have been together now for 22 years, and we love each other so well. So I'm talking like this because I'm saying it the way it is. We are men. But those people that are saying, no, I will not try it. I'm from a good family. My wife and my mother and my father said, my father and my mother were together before my father died. But that notwithstanding, we know what is going on. So let me leave it that way. So, but if we have topics like this, it's very, very interesting, and we can all discuss it. But statistics shows in Japan some years ago that the family where the man or the woman cheats survives the marriage more than the families where they don't cheat. You go back to record and you see that it is true. And it is this civilized world that you have more divorces than where in Africa where people are cheating. So just go to statistics and see what is happening. But let's say the way it is. But for me, my family is okay. My wife is there. She's good. We are always together. She does. She satisfies me. I satisfy her. But we're just saying it the way it is here. But those people that want to appeal to the public is up to them. I don't want to appeal to anybody. I want to say it the way it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Kennedy. And we truly do appreciate you. Thank you. And this will be a good time for you to say something to, couples out there.
Yes, you see, that was about 3 days ago or thereabout when we discussed about the other woman whose car veered off the road when she was having a hot chase on the husband, and she eventually died. I said, this is not This is not to say we are, protecting men when the men are misbehaving. But like what I said about 3 days ago was, men are not supposed to cheat on their wives. We are not supposed to do that. But the wives too are supposed to, maintain some positions where the men will feel secured. Because when men are not feeling secured, they tend to go out of their homes. And not only being secured, there are some women that will be misusing the family's money, even giving the family's money to her own family and to other people outside, and not thinking about the betterment of her own immediate family. And there are some women that do not respect their. You see, men are wired to be respected. If a woman, she doesn't respect you, she doesn't cook when it is appropriate for her to cook, she doesn't she doesn't do anything that the women are supposed to do. You see, the man will be so frustrated that he wants to look elsewhere. So it's not good for men to cheat, but it's not good too for women not to respect the husband and do what is needful for the. When your mind is not peaceful, you want your body not go to move for that kind of woman. Now when your mind is peaceful, like I am, my mind is very peaceful, and each time I see my wife, my body they give me sign. I say there's a good material here. So that is me. That is why I'm happy. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kenny. I want to say something, but I'll probably should say it to the next person to answer. So, when you say that a woman does not, she's not doing what she should do, like taking care of the home, the things that frustrate a man, this woman, he goes outside to meet. Does he bring her in to come and do these things? Because he goes to enjoy the good life with somebody that probably has no other responsibility and has much more help on her hand. How does that help the wife? How does that help the marriage? So what do you say to men who are frustrated by their wives by these things that you can employ somebody to do? Should going outside be the way out, or should the man, look for a way to have these things done so that the wife will have his time?
Yes, madam. African women are very lazy. African women, yes, I'm saying this. African women are very lazy. I don't know about the American women. Come to Japan and see what women are doing. You don't need to employ a maid or a servant to come and do the domestic work. You see, yeah, I think it's in only Africa where you do that nonsense, where your wife is telling you, honey, let us employ a maid. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. What is it that you cannot do? But for men, like I do, I'm the one that washes the dishes at home. It's just my duty. I took it upon myself. I wash the dishes. I never allow my wife to. Yes, I never allow my wife to do that because you see, women. I respect women a lot. They do the cooking. They do the laundry. They mop the floor and they vacuum clean the floor and do all that. They wash it, and sometimes I cook. I cook for my wife. Because these women, they take care of the children, so they are very engaged. But you have to make sure you take some of the duties that the woman is supposed to do. Take part of the duties and make sure the woman is not so stressed, because women are easily stressed.
Now you are talking. The most of our
No,
men,
no,
they are
I'm
doing
just
it.
I'm saying it. I'm saying it the way it is. In Africa, when you are doing all these things, the mother-in-law, the mother-in-law will say they call you woman rapper or something like that. But when my mother is not here with me to examine what I'm doing to call me woman rapper, I think I have to assist my wife because I don't want her to be so stressed. I want her to look good for me, so that when I take her to according to Buhari, to the other room, I'll feel that I have something good in my hands. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. By the way, I get credit for turning Kennedy around here. So,
Please,
do
Mr.
I
No,
get
Pastor,
credit? Do I get credit?
Mr. Pastor, that is how I am. But I'm just telling you the way
No,
it
no,
is.
no. You're
So
being very honest, and we're learning a lot from you. And what you
thank you
just
very
said,
much.
I subscribe to everything you said the second round. It's good.
all
Thank you
right, so
very much.
Mr. Kennedy, please, I will need you to take back what you said about African women being lazy. First of all, then I could say something else.
I will not take it back. They are lazy. What do you mean by maid? Honey, employ a maid. You see, all these things will take a lot of resources from the man. You see what is difficult in it. Why do you see these women in our movies? Look at the way they treat the gate man, the way they treat the maid, the way see, because what is it that the wife cannot do? The wife and the husband cannot do. Why do you need a maid in the house? And this
But
maid, they are probably the teenagers, and they are sexier than the woman at home, because the wife is getting fatter, and the little sorry,
how
ma'am.
many men even here? I don't know how many men even here helps out to do chores in the house. They literally just wake up, get ready for work, and that's it. Till they come back at night, and they expect to see a sexy woman when they come back. When she does from 5 to 12, she's all on and walking around the clock. How do you expect to come meet a sexy woman? But if that is where you are coming from, you help out with some chores. Of course, you will come back. You will not need a help because you're already helping her out. But for those ones out there who does nothing.
You see, in Nigeria movies tells it all. You see, the husband goes to work, and the wife just sit at home, make phone call, make calls to the friends, and say, "Hey, Margaret, you see, come and listen to what I'm here. Do you know what I'm hearing?" They start saying rubbish instead of you to do the domestic work and keep the house clean for your husband. You start gossiping, start moving from one native doctor to the other, start going to So that is what women. That's what they do in Africa. What do you need a maid for? People in America,
So
do you have maids in your houses? I want to ask.
it's,
People in Europe, do you
it's
have maids? We don't have it
it's not
here.
it will not be fair for you to generalize that. There are African women who work themselves out, They don't get that help. I mean, you just
Oh,
said it right. God forbid it that any of the in-laws come in and see the husband doing such thing. So it will not be nice for you to generalize African women and say that they
no,
are
no.
lazy.
If I say they, it doesn't mean all of them. It's not all of them that have maids, though. It's not all of them,
Right, right, right.
though.
That's
But
the way I
yeah,
understood what
majority.
he said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah,
All right.
majority of them have. So even people don't. They cannot even take care of their mother-in-law. They can't take care of their father-in-law. What are they doing? And the husband is so stressed. And when the husband is stressed, the husband can go the other way and commit all this nonsense outside. You
All
know.
right. All right.
Yeah.
Kennedy, thank you for your submission. Brother Nice, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just a second, Brother Nice. Chidi Domike, thank you so very much for this for your donation. God bless you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Brother Nice, please.
Yeah, thank you so very much. The Bible said that the wages of sin is death. The wages of fornication is STD and HIV. People should understand that. It's very clear. You understand? People should stay clear away from cheating. When you are dedicated to your wife that you're married, stick to your wife. So just like what Mr. Maxwell said, that is the spiritual rules that guide human being. All humans are spiritual. So there's nothing we will discuss here who cannot bring spirituality to it. So follow the rules and the regulation, what the Bible said or what God said. So secondly, a lot of men are failing their duty. All those men that blame women, how many of them have time for their women? Some of them, they will say, oh, the way I married you when you were young, you were very sexy, beautiful. And you expect that woman will still remain the same way during that marriage after when she has multiple kids for you. A lot of them, instead of them to make sure they do everything so that their women will look young for them, what they do, they will go after young women outside. How many men give their women money to go up to beautify themselves? How many men do it in Africa? You understand? They neglect their women, but at the end of the day, they are the first to point and accusing fingers to the women. Oh, you are not the same with the way I married you. Why don't you? Well, if you see that woman, she's not the same way the way you married her. Then why can't you give her money? Why can't you do everything to make sure that she looks good for you? That is my question for the men. So I'm not too pleased the way men used to accuse women every time. I'm not pleased. You understand? Why can't we stick to our duty? The way you are now neglecting her, you said, okay, because she's not looking good anymore, you go outside to look for sexy girl. I wish she looks bad. Will you get married to her in the first place? But when you see, instead of you to go outside for after a lot of those men, if you ask them question today, how long have you give your women to beautify themselves? How long? You will see them, some of them, many years, they are not even give money to their wife to beautify them, but they will give to their side chick. You understand? But this same men they are the one that will be running after other women outside, and they will be giving excuses to their wife at home. Please, women, we should do better. You understand? The people that defend all those multiple marriage is those people that don't have the fear of God. If you have the fear of God, you will not defend all those multiple marriage, going after different women. If you get diseases outside, you will bring it to your wife back home. I will leave you right here, Miss Sima. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your submission, Brother Nice. And to those in the comment section, I see your comments. Please keep it coming in. Trust me, I am learning from both sides. Thank you very much, Mr. NCBD.
Yes, thank you, Sister Ima. Well, I think not to, blow my own trumpets, but I think I've been one of the most balanced in terms of my own views today. But what I'm trying to say is this: uh, I don't appreciate the fact that some of us here come and start um, trying to do this you're referring to the men, the men, the men, the men. Unfortunately, if you look at this thing well, your potentially your fathers, your brothers, and if not you, are part of these men we are talking about. So we should not. There's no magic wand to just group everything. That's what I keep on saying. You don't group everything like that. You can't totally say that these men have no legitimate reason for being frustrated at home. I'm speaking from the man's perspective, and you can't also say that on the other way that you should just go out once you're not getting what you need from your wife. But what I'm trying to say is this: what Bra Kennedy was saying about African women being lazy. Maybe he didn't put it in the best way because I won't use the general, I won't generalize it like that, but I would say, definitely, if you look at some of these chores that you have to do, I'm talking about the women now that don't need to go out to go and get money to sustain the family. If you look at some of those chores that you have to do as just normal activities or your own part, it will not be stressful. It's not something that you use as an excuse that, oh, it has stressed me and I cannot do, now I'm getting big, I'm tired. No. But if you're the kind of woman that you also work as hard, because I'm of the opinion that even my wife should not have to stress for one single day for what the family, how the family will survive in terms of finances and everything. So what I'm trying to say, those women, don't look at it that way. Unless maybe you're going out, yes, then in fact that man have no right to even ask you for something when you come back, unless you want to just give it to him. You understand what I'm trying to say? So definitely it should be balanced. People should balance this thing, and that's why I keep on saying that we cannot use everything the Bible. Let me tell you, most of us are Christians. What is happening right now? We are not being practical. That's the problem. Let us be practical. Go to those churches you're talking about. Many of us spent many years in church. Many of us are raised directly from the churches. We know what we saw. We were there seeing some so-called pastors and assistant pastors. Not all of them, but committing all this fornication, adultery on a daily basis in the church. So if you think that you can just easily use religion or something to cover it, it's not possible. It's not realistic. So we need to understand that you need to work it out. Even when Jesus Christ met the woman, that is the woman, there's a part of the Bible that Jesus Christ met the woman, and he said, the woman you're with right now is not your husband. Go back to your first husband. That is a practical solution. He did not start telling him that, that Moses said, if you do this, everything will scatter, so don't try it. Oh. No, you have to give people workable solutions, talk about it. We cannot just come here and say, the Bible said don't do this, if you do it, hell. It will not, who is that one threatening? It's not threatening because it's not helping. The whole thing is increasing every day. In that same church you're talking about, I can bet you that all of us here now, no matter the church you're attending, if you go there, you'll still find what I'm saying. So let us use practical, views to just address these issues. That's just what I have to say on that.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Nsubidi. Thank you so very much. If you are just joining, welcome to the chat on Nigeria. What to do? Well, to like this broadcast, share, and invite someone. Also, take our time to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes, in the comment section there, you have the $ to the right, guys. Do well to show some love. Thank you very much. And thank you to those that has donated to us. Thank you. God bless you richly. Thank you so very much. All right, Mr. Pansat HD.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
I think he will be speaking to us now, and I've not said anything.
Okay, yeah, I think he's right. So I would yield back so you could call on him. I think I spoke after he did.
Sorry, Mr. Pansach HD, it's your turn to speak. What are you saying? You don't want to talk?
I want to talk. If it's my turn to talk, I'll talk, yeah. Okay, but to that, I'll make it snappy so you get your turn again. I thought it was his turn, but you're the
No,
moderator.
this is the second round. This is the second
Okay,
round.
okay,
Yeah, spoken.
okay, that's right. Okay, so what I'll just bounce off of what in CBD is saying. I think he's misunderstanding a discussion that when we're in a public place and we're talking about the ideal, we're not relating our personal. I don't think he was attacking me, but he was talking about Brother Nice, I think, who was approaching it from the church perspective. Yeah, we're not talking about personal experience. You could have a marriage counselor that's divorced, and he will be telling you based on his own experience from the negative side and say, "Hey, look, here are the mistakes I made." Blah blah blah. We are in a society where this type of conversation is a very difficult thing to do. Trust me, because we're cultured. I'm a pure Nigerian, I'm a pure African, but not everything we practice as our culture. Plus, I'm also masculine and a Superman, to be honest with you. But it's not everything that we glorify or things I'm going to talk about in a bar is what I'm going to discuss in this kind of discussion. And of course, I'm also sensitive to those who are undergoing certain things. So the word that's missing since we've been talking about this is love. If you don't have love, you don't have anything. You're not doing anybody any favors. If you're in a relationship, monogamous or otherwise, love is a very crucial part of that. And you don't expect anybody to be happy if you're not making them happy. You can't go and pack up your house with a bunch of women and call them your polygamous mates. You know you cannot handle it. That's just, I don't care. Solomon had the same problem. Our grandfathers had the same problem. The women were more subdued then. They wouldn't spark. They had no rights. They were like slaves, even though it's our culture. So what I do with that particular issue is to process them out, depending on how old you are. If you're 100 years old, 80 years old, yeah, that's your time. But today, you can't do that. Where I am, it's against the law. If you marry more than one wife, you go to jail. But you can't even handle it anyway. More than one. If you marry two women today, age, you're gonna get it. Trust me on that. But so when we're talking about these things, it's with respect to our sons and daughters listening to us, people who are in the same predicament. We're no experts. I'm not a relationship expert. I could be just as tough as any other guy out there. I could try to defend men, but I'm no longer in that kind of category. I try to say the right thing. Even if I'm not doing the right thing, I'll try to say the right thing and hope that everything works out. So thank you, Mr. Kennedy. I have to applaud you. First of all, you were brutally honest and you said the things that needs to be said. And even if your wife was listening to you somehow, you know that you tried to sneak in and do the dishes. And that alone, that's a little gesture that is just incredible. Because she might be listening. Imagine her listening to you and you always say, hey, look, I got this brought at the house and she does my laundry, makes me coffee and has the food ready when I get home. I mean, how would she feel? That's crushing. So thank you for being brutally honest and putting it the way you did. In a way, we enjoyed it, the anecdotes and so far. Emma, let me just close by saying that you are showing your expertise in moderation, because in CBD, I think has the most conjunctions that tries to prolong his time, and he does it beautifully. You're able to stop him, so I give you a lot of kudos for that. Thank you very much.
Mr. Pansa, I thought we are brothers.
We are brothers, you know that.
Pansa.
Yeah. Thank you.
HJ. Thank you for your kind words. And also in the morning, you said something, and I wanted to say thank you, but I just missed. But thank you for what you said to me in the morning. So your kind words, they sure to go a long way. Thank you very much. Thank you for being on this broadcast and
You're
on
welcome.
our broadcast. We appreciate your time on here with us, and we love you. Thank you very much, sir. All right, Mr. Van Maxwell.
Thank you so much, Emma. And this topic today is is a very serious one. But I would just like to say, my brother and CVD, I am not generalizing, and I make my opinion the way I know I see myself. I put myself first before and I am not imposing my opinion on anybody because I believe in spirituality and I believe in God as well. God created me and give me choices in life. If I decide to make the other choices, the bad one or the one I consider bad in my own aspect, and the other one, that is entirely my business. You are you, I am me. So that is how I take it. And I would like to tell our people today is this. What I will tell them today is this. Forget about the madness in us. The women has the key to do whatever they want to do in the family. If the women wants to do the way we, the men, are doing, the society will be very, very chaotic. That is the simple truth. If you are matured, if I am matured, I married, I see, and I've seen a lady that I want to marry my wife. I am matured in spirit and everything, and I pick up a wife. It is my responsibility to love the wife this way I want it. If I love my wife, I will not stab her at the back. Because if you look at it in the military, let me just go to a little. If you sleep with another person's wife, automatically you have sentenced that man to death. Vis-a-vis. So that is how it is. That is how bad it is in the military, let's say in the military, side. So that is, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. If they catch you, you will go in for it. So that is how it is. So for me, I have my own, I know my ways and how I do my own things. I am not determining for anybody to do whatever you feel like that is good for you, that satisfies you. That is your business. We are only answer. I am man, I am Maxwell, and anybody can be anybody. So whatever I do today, God is going to judge me based on what I do. Thank
All
you,
right.
and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. All right, Mr. Manager.
Can I just 5 seconds or 20 seconds?
All
Honestly,
right.
I think there's a misunderstanding. You see, my point is this. I'm not saying that all those things are not important. I'm telling you that we cannot just continue saying that this is how it is in this scripture or according to our religion and our faith, because in practical terms, as we are speaking right now, it is not. Why do you think there's so much of those fornication, adultery, whatever you want to call it, and there is churches everywhere, almost in every street you find about 2 3 churches? So I'm talking about there must be a more grassroots kind of approach to solving these things. People should talk to the members. You find most of these pastors, not all, but many of them are only interested in the administrative parts of this religion, that they will just go and read something, tell you don't do this and that. They are not even going as far as understanding the challenges that these people are facing and addressing it on a practical level. That's why you find all these immoralities increasing, and yet people are going to church every Sunday in the same church. Have I not been in the church? I've been in the church for a very long time. So my point is, all those things are good, but we must also address people on a one-on-one basis, understand what they are going through, and also try to see things from both sides, so
All
that
right.
we don't just keep deceiving
Thank you.
ourselves.
Thank you. Bide. We need to move on, please. Thank you. Mr. Tunanja.
Yeah, thanks. I guess everybody has said their piece, and as if that's going to change reality. I think this is why divorce is going up all over the place, and women are ending up being single parents all over the place. This same mentality that
And there are so
the
many
older
churches all
generation,
over the place.
that the older generation, this new generation, seem to have to think that this is the best way. Okay, somebody is making a bit of noise. Okay, so this is it me or is somebody making noise?
Please go on ahead. Please, everyone, please do well to put your mic on mute, please. Thank you.
Okay, so this idea that people believe that, if we do things this modern way is going to be better, the results are already coming through. There are many countries in Europe here. I spoke to someone, I was talking about how they are trying to encourage their women and these in families to have children and raise the children to an older age, and that they will reward them with state benefits, so that they can raise their children to the right an age where the children become actually productive members of society. That is as far as the government are going that far to encourage people to stay together, but still it's not working. When we do these things, we don't know the damage we are doing. Polygamy is acceptable in the context where so many different forms of marriage is happening. When it's happening between certain adults, so what? Other people can do everything. And the truth is, even where all these so-called places where they say it's not acceptable, the rich guys still do it. The other people still cheat. And what happens? Then they break up the marriage, and we are all poorer for it. We can pretend as if this is reality is not happening. The results are already there. It's what drives me crazy when people say these things, as if the result is kumbaya right now. It's not kumbaya. And to say a woman's self-esteem will completely be shattered because a man cheats, it's only true in context of when a woman thinks a marriage is about their own feelings alone and what happens in the bedroom. Marriage is a lot more than that. And that is what people are missing. They just seem to think that, it's my feeling. If you cheat me, that's it. Let's go. Let's tear the whole place apart. Societally, it's going to lead to a breakdown. And the societies that carry out these things, eventually will turn out to be healthier. You might be individually happier, but in the long run, the other ones that are collective in their approach, they will succeed you. This is why even in the Bible they said the way to hell is paved with all kinds of however they put it. We all think that because we are individualistic and all the rest. This is why 80% of marriage is triggered by women in the Americas. This is why most women are not happy in the relationships anymore, because now they peg relationship to mean my feelings and what happens in the bedroom and the chemistry between us. How about the children? How about the wealth that you're supposed to pass on that is going to be torn asunder? How about the extended family? What the ricochet that happens with that breaks? People just think it's just one simple thing.
Excuse me,
we just sail on.
Emma, could I just ask him a question to add to whatever he's going to say next? So, what are you saying that only one person should think about that? I mean, if you're going to think about the kids and the things you're going to pass on, shouldn't both of those, the couple should think about that before? Do you understand what I mean?
Of course, both of them should think about it. That's my point. Just as a man is thinking about it, one of them is driven by instincts. Because let's say you have a boxer right now. A boxer is more likely to engage in a fight than a professor, isn't he? Why? Because there's a tendency there. We pretend as if the tendency is not there, that it's just, let's just no, sooner or later, even if 10 control themselves, or out of 10, let's say 5 is able to control themselves, the other 5 may not be able to. Because, so look at it now. You are a boxer, and suddenly they say you have to live the life of a professor. Is that torture? Or is that what are you in a kind of monastery? It's almost like you are being constrained from what you truly are, because society has defined it so that it is done this way. And the reason why it's done this way, we don't truly know why. In reality, we are all poorer for it. Society is breaking down. If you look at Western societies, the women are not telling you they're spectacularly happy. They're not telling you that. Many of them, if they ask them in the UK here, they said they are willing to be at home. They are happy to be at home. They are not looking for these jobs that never come, and some go on to have children in their 30, 40s, and by the time they do it, their life is over, and many of them don't even get to have children at all. Personally, I said, Even if they wanted to do those sort of things, they can pass it. You can have children a bit earlier. Then later on, you go and live your life. Because this idea where some of them want to chase career from a very early age, then they don't get to have children at all. And they are very, to be fair, that one is not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that the relationships are failing at a very, very high rate right now. Because of this approach that we pretend as if these are not things that are embedded in us for millions of years. How can you read those things? That is some serious hubris, arrogance. And this is why we keep failing. We keep circling around the truth of the situation. We know there are fewer men that survive societies. We know too, women are choosy. Women don't just go for from any and any man. One woman is ready to go with five is ready to go with one man that is very successful, fit, strong, healthy, handsome, and all the rest, than go with a loser. Because they understand that for their children to be stronger, they want to go with that one. That why women choose to go with a man that is weak just because my feelings will not be hurt. If you do that, guess what? The ones that go with that one man that go on to have 50 children, guess what is going to happen to your child that are going with your feelings? Guess what? Do the maths. And this is why women do these things. And the truth is, all this stuff we are saying, we are all lying to ourselves, isn't it? Because women actually do these things anyway. Whether they are in marriage or not, they still select the best men. And the men go out and cheat, whether they are in marriage or not. Then we all just come here and start playing games that the gods laugh at. Because it's a game we are playing. The truth is, we know what the situation is. And I think if adults are consenting and they agree to it, they should be allowed to do their thing. It's not that controversial.
Okay, so the first step would be to have conversations and agree on these things, right?
Yes.
So why are they not doing it? So why are the men being sneaky and why are the women being sneaky and causing hurt? Because I think what brings about the hurt is being played. The fact that you are being played. I tell you, even the woman that is even cheating on her husband will pursue a side chick because voila, Mr. Tunaja, you don't just submission I move on to some other person.
They are scared. They are scared to say it because society expects certain behavior.
Right.
And the cultural change, that's where the problem is. Normally they should be able to say it, but they don't say it because of what society expects them
I think,
to behave.
Mr. Tunaja, so if your partner comes to you, your wife comes to you and say that, she's attracted to this person and she would like to have a go with this person, that's fine by you. You'd give her permission.
I won't. I very, very likely not to give her permission for it. But that is
Why?
my situation. Why? Because I don't care whether I'm a hypocrite or not. Why would I give her permission? See, it's consensual. It's consensual. So if I say no, she will say, okay, fine. You say no. Then if I say she says I should go ahead or I should not, then I will look at it. But I would like to have that discussion before you even get into marriage. Ideally, these things should be more in the open. They should be more in the open. We shouldn't be scared of saying these things because this is what leads to all these problems that we keep having now. We lie to each other, go into marriage, and before you know it, the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt again. The way God made us, made the whole thing is that women are in charge, they're in control of sex. But men are in control of marriage, especially from our own traditions back home. So you should be able to pick a good woman, and love is very important in the equation, period. You cannot eradicate what you're talking about, obviously. There's no guarantee. Relationship is difficult. You have to work at it and work at it. Incidentally, if your wife comes to you and try to get permission, and you actually give it to her in a way she may be tempting you. Imagine where you pass such a test.
Tempting. Oh, she's not tempting. She's not tempting.
If she's testing you, but if let's say you fail the test, then you're gonna stop her from doing that. But let's just say she comes to you and asks for permission to do that. Say, yeah, look, I married you. I thought you're the best thing in the world. You're gonna break my heart, but go ahead, do whatever you want, right? And she comes and confesses, hey, I'm just testing what you're gonna say, and I'm never gonna do anything like that. That's not nice, but I'm saying you can't stop somebody from doing such things. You can't stop a woman who wants to cheat on you.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
all
you.
right.
Yes.
Pastor, you see,
Yes.
Asa, the comment of Asa settles it. Everybody has the permission to do whatever you want to do in our secret places and hide it. It takes maturity, the fear of God, and love to control it.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
You have added to what Asa said, though, Vern.
We would like to move on.
So
We would like to move
exactly,
on.
that is what I said. I acknowledge it. Yes.
Yeah, but
We would like to move
very
on, please.
fast. And
Thank you so much.
the church is
Man
different from God.
of
The church,
Mr. Pansat,
yes.
please, we have to move on, please. Man of Prestige, I hope you are still with us. James Morgan, I've been looking for you. Where have you been? Thank you for being here. Destiny of Biabo, thank you for being here. I see you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jejelaye, yes, I see your comments coming in. Thank you, you guys. Mr. Man of Prestige, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. This will be your last submission on this broadcast. So, what do you have to say to the married ones out there? How best should we live together going forward?
Very interesting. Well, there's different area we could do that, but like it's not a promise situation, you know, and nothing is promised in this world, and it's always a very delicate dimension coming. I had a lot of people, you know, spoken on this issue. I mean, you can take something from each other, you know, and learn from it. So that's the journey of this subject. But it's very nice. This is the first time I've been on this chat platform. I mean, not on this platform, but you know, on this subject, not anything political. I think somebody said something. Mr. Kennedy said something about Nigerian women are lazy. I think I beg to disagree on that. I don't think it's about laziness, because if you look at it from a different angle, even some of them, before they come into the marriage or they go into marry a rich man in Nigeria, they used to do those domestic work. They didn't need a housewife to begin with. So it's not about laziness. I think it's about the status they are trying to obtain, because when you go and marry somebody rich, you know, you want to have, you know, mate and other things. It's not because they are lazy. I think they're trying to, you know, be on the soul status quo, you know, be like other people that has housewife and everything. So that's the way I look at it. Naturally, they are not lazy. You know, everybody wants to be big man, you know, marry a big man, want to be big there. So it's a matter of being a status quo, because in US here, you know, let me just give an example. You know, I'm going to a different area politically. I mean, you have all these politicians, the senators and everything. None of them has like drivers. They don't give them house. They don't give them like house, build a house for them and other countries. But in Nigeria, politicians, they do that for them. So because you know, over there, people value status more than any other thing. So that's where they come from. Women, I disagree completely. It's not about laziness. I think it's a matter of status on that regard. So it's very interesting, you know, dimension we are. I mean, like me, for example, in my in my marriage, I have a choice with me and my wife. I mean, I do the outside work, you know, like do the yard work and all that kind of thing. And, you know, she take care of inside. I mean, we have an agreement. We even talk about how we go, you know, before we got married, you know, how we're going to, you know, organize our marriage. So those things are very important. That notwithstanding, that when it comes to cheating outside the marriage, yeah, of course, you know, there's cheating. Some people talk about churches and everything. You go to church and listen to the preacher preach. I mean, you call them man of God. You're not looking at them like they're God. I just go to church to listen to them, because, you know, they cheat. They are human beings. They're going to, you know, they are like me. Their flesh, you know, it doesn't make them more holy than me. So I don't really believe in that godly or preaching stuff. When I go to church to listen to a pastor, I'm not going there to listen because he's God. I'm just going to go there to listen, you know, to take the word that he preached and apply it to my life at this regard. Because I have pastors, you know, that I attended, you know, they cheated so many times. I mean, every day it do happen. He cheated. So that's not a reason to give them that higher authority that like they are God. No, they are not God. They're just human like you and I. You just take whatever they preach and apply it to your life or not. So in that regard, you know, that doesn't stop anything because you are Christian or whatever, not cheating, even at all in that ground. But, you know, people in that area, you cheat cheat more than other people are, you know, from what I can tell. So I'm not saying what, you know, my view is just universal. No, of course it's not universal, but it's just in my own private view. So that's the one I look at it. So you have to be able to talk to your wife, you know, marriage, you know, you have an understanding how you're gonna, organize your marriage, what to expect from the wife, what to expect. That does not devoid you from, cheating. People still cheating. Like I said earlier, it's a matter of perspective, discipline. Men, we are prone to like other women. Let's not just hide that. But I think what it takes is discipline. That's the bottom line. Not to commit yourself. Don't put yourself in a compromising position. Anybody here, any man here that will tell me that if they put themselves in a compromising situation, they will be able to get out from that bed and run away. It's very, very difficult. So to avoid all those kind of things, men and women.
I would. Everybody doesn't do it.
No. I'm talking about putting yourself in a compromising position. Let me give you an example. Let's assume you go out, or like I said, the way when I used to work outside before, you go out in a hotel, you stay with, you bring your secretary or somebody, you're in the same room with her at night after you have gone to a happy hour on Friday. Are you telling me? Yeah, are you telling me
that's already anyway.
Yeah, tell her to go to her own room, and you go to your own room. That's the situation I'm talking about. So that's where I look in that regard. But it's a very interesting subject. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Man of Prestige. It's good to have you on this broadcast. So to those that are just joining us for the first time on the chat, I say this, you guys are missing. We usually have a really, really good time, because this is unlike the other broadcasts. We see it. Yeah. Yes, please.
You've not called me. I've been here since yesterday.
Engineer Ken, you're my guy, and I will come back to you.
I'm breaking up with you.
No. You don't have a choice.
You're giving all these American guys and these European guys them love.
Please, I'll come back to you.
You don't want to give us love. It's okay.
Please, I'll come back to you, please. If you're just joining us here for the first time, this is the chat. We are here Mondays and Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Yeah, we say it as it is. This is where we have our family roundtable discussion, and we are raw. We say it as it is. We don't even use English on this broadcast. Thank you for being here. Do want to follow our other programs. We have the newspaper review Monday through to Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. We have the chat Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Nigerian time. We have discussions with Kachi, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, Mondays to Thursdays, and we have the debate 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Do not forget the Sunday shows with lefties. Yes, those are our lineups and many more. So just do what the campaigns officially started today. Now is a good time to truly turn on your notification bell, because you don't want to miss anything. Thank you so very much to everyone on the comment section, those that has donated and those that will donate before the end of this broadcast. Many thanks to each and every one of you, and to my amazing panelists. Thank you so very much for holding it down with me. I truly do appreciate. Thank you. Okay, I'll be moving to Sapi. I'm so sorry, Sapi, you've left the studio already. All right, Mr. Charles. Hi, Mr. Charles. How you doing?
I'm very well, Mrs. Emma. How are you?
I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Eve, I hope you have been following so far. If you have been, please go on ahead and give your submission.
I just come in now.
Okay, so the question is, can one woman satisfy a man? Let me rephrase that question. Why can't one woman satisfy a man? Yes, that's the right question. Why can't one woman satisfy a man?
See, there are things that ordinary nature should teach us. This is not just why can't one woman satisfy a man. When we right from the beginning, there have been issues that surround this question of why can't one woman satisfy. It takes, a man who wants to, live a decent life to keep to it. But naturally, it's not easy. Especially in this generation, we find ourselves now that things are happening based on where we came from, Africa. If you are doing business, or if you have a good job, if you have something you are doing, every woman want to, have that kind of, link or identify with you. So it's not easy. here in Africa. It's not easy. Even when any woman that have a man who is doing well in Africa and you are fighting because you see women around him, I will tell you that woman that she don't know what she just wanna kill herself. But here in Western world, because of sometimes because of the environment, yeah, you travel. Those who still want to cheat will cheat. But another thing that helps people is religious, especially Christianity and other. I don't know much about other religions, but Christianity has also shaped some people. No matter whatever, how much, no matter the temptation that comes around, and they still say, believe that before God, this is evil, this is unrighteousness. Apart from that, any man, it's not easy. Naturally, it's not easy to keep to it, honestly. And if you are fighting for it, I think it does. It's not wiseness. You have to keep. Every woman is supposed to keep away from it, not to be fighting because you see your husband around. All you should do is to advise him, do whatever you're supposed to do that will make him not to look around, that even if he do it and come back to the house, he will find out that this thing I'm doing, look at, I'm having such a person at home, and why am I doing this? There are things that some people are. I listened to one story years back. A woman caught her husband with another woman, woman, and the man came back thinking that when he came back, the wife will be fighting. The wife behaved as if nothing happened, serving, do everything for him. Even they went to bed, the woman never asked, and the man was like shaking. So all these things will make a man, you know, caution himself not to be fighting. Why are you fighting? Fighting will not solve it. So naturally, it is impossible. That's all I can say.
All right, Mr. Charles. Thank you for for saying that. But may I have a question? What the first one is? You say when the man goes out, he comes back and he sees the woman is all nice, and he begins to question himself. Why did he go out in the first? Why did the man not think of that before doing it? Did he not know that she's a nice woman or everything is all right? And secondly, the one that went to cook and the woman did not say anything. Maybe because she doesn't have where to go to, or she doesn't have the money to start it. Like, let's say she wants to. What use is it fighting? Is to keep quiet as long as he comes back home and resumes his duties, paying the bills, seeing to it
Em,
that everything is
Emma,
being provided. Just
Emma,
maybe that's why the woman did not say
Emma.
anything.
Since you were born, have you seen where a woman married two husbands, they live together in a house? Have you seen it?
No,
Has
I
it
haven't.
happened? So, but
It,
men, if
it
you've seen
happens,
it,
it
men
happens,
they
but
marry
it
more
happens,
than.
but I have not seen it.
You cannot happen. It has never happened. I've never heard of it that one woman married two husbands and they live under the same
Okay,
roof.
even in Africa, some African cultures accept that it happens. When I say I've not seen it, I don't have a family member or a friend family member, so I cannot pinpoint that.
A woman marrying two husbands and they're living under the same roof. Just one woman with two husbands living under the same roof. That's why even in Africa, I don't know African culture that permit that. But a man can marry as many wives as he want, and they live under the same roof. So all these things, some people will tell you instead of him to be going outside to be cheating, let him marry and bring them home if he can take good care of them. So which one would you prefer? The man going around messing around, or the man bringing that woman home and you guys live together? Which one? So it takes
Oh,
the
yeah,
grace of God.
you're asking me.
Yeah.
I mean,
it,
you should be going around. You should be going around. Thank you very much, Mr. You should be going around, but I don't have strength for wife and their children. Please, 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 you should go around. Okay, Engineer Ken, I have you in the house. Please, let's talk, Engineer Ken.
Thank you very much, Iman, for this great opportunity. Thank you, Nigerians, for hearing our voice, and thank you, my co-panelists. And what's up, brother Nice? Brother Nice is the only licensed polygamous man in Europe. You know,
He's not
what?
here. He's gone already.
It's gone already. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Let's be serious. You see, this topic that would just think that is the fun. This is a very serious and a dicey topic. That happens every day in every relationship. You see, back in the olden days, our forefathers, when they marry, they have a way of securing their marriage. You know, because at that time, like we the Benin's, we have what we call ulame, meaning that you would take the woman to your ancestral home, to go and take a oath. If she goes around to cheat or to sleep with another man, if she plan evil against you or against his family, if she want to bring you down for you not to succeed in life, if she want to do amazing, voodoo, to kill you, she should use her head to carry it, or her children would die in the process, or she would die in the process. She would take that oath. When she would take that oath, that thing will now straighten her. That's why you see back in the olden days, you see our forefathers having about 4 or 5 wives, and all of them would behave themselves, and they would live together in peace. That one is one. And two, a lot of these young women these days, they lack good parenting and they lack good home value. A lot of our girls these days don't know how to cook. And their parents, mostly their mother, refuse to teach them how to cook. All what they knows about is how to bring in money. They don't teach them about relationship, about how to be submissive to your husband. If we go into Bible, the Bible says it. It said a woman should be submissive to her husband. It is not a man should be submissive to our wife, to his wife. Excuse me. God created a man. At the end of the day, took the most vital reason from a man to create a woman. And a woman was named by man. That vital reason is the feelings that every man has today with a woman. That is when you see a beautiful girl or a woman walking around. Wow, man, she's hot. Wow, she's beautiful. That is that reach right there. That
No, Engineer Ken.
Hold on, Ima, hold on.
We used to create all the women. Come on now, Engineer Ken.
Hold on, Ima, hold on. I'm taking this thing step by step for you to really understand. Those are the vital reasons that drag the connection for a man and a woman to have that bond to stay together. Number one is love. When you are dating as a man, you have to know the kind of a woman that you are dating. If you are courting with a woman, and this woman is a woman that likes life, this woman is a woman that likes to go out every time to have fun. There's a woman that like to dance around. There's a woman that when your friends are around in the house, she will just come and sit in the living room, start gisting with all your friends, laughing up and down, hitting your friend hitting on her. You have to watch all those things as a man. And if you're a man, you see a woman that loves too much sex, and you want to get married to her, you have to be ready that if I marry a woman like this, will I be able to satisfy her, when time goes by? Because sometimes as a man, you might lose your manhood. You might not be able to work hard anymore, like the way you used to do when you were very young. That is another red flag. You know, as a man, you have to look at that in a woman. You see, is that men are polygamous in nature. Men are like a he goat. You know, if you ever raise a goat or you see a he goat, men are like a he goat. You know, but women are created to be a mother, to observe and take things. You know, so in another way around, a lot of women plays a lot of roles that makes their husband to go out there and start cheating. E.g., a woman that nags so much. If a woman nags too much at home, any little thing for her to relax and discuss with her husband, she'll start shouting, screaming, nagging. Stuff like that drive men outside. If that man leaves his work, for him to come back home, he will decide to hang out outside, you know, and drink and get drunk, so that when he gets home, he will just go straight to bed, so that he won't want to listen to the woman. If a woman should stop nagging, that will play a 50% role in her marriage to make a man to stay more at home. You know, satisfaction in the bed. I say no man can satisfy a woman, because you and I have never seen any man or any woman that have been given a trophy for the highest fancy man. Now make my spouse, now make my task for this world. I do 100 rounds in a day. I do it for 10 hours. You are killing yourself. You know, men have lost their life in that process, and the woman will still be alive. You know, so there is no man in this world that will satisfy a woman, no matter how big is that thing, big or small or short or fat, it doesn't matter. But the content of a woman that gives satisfaction from a man is love. When that love is there, when that understanding is there, even though it's that 1 minute that you go, that woman will feel you in her body. She will love you. She will say, "Ah, honey, you tried, or I really enjoyed it." Even though she doesn't enjoy it. But saying all these things to you will now boost your man ego, will now make you happy that, I have someone that is enjoying me. You know, that is just the thing. Sex is no love. You know,
Engineer,
I look at sex, I
something.
look at sex as
Engineer K,
I look at sex.
let me ask you something right there. You know, when a woman
Yes.
compliments a man, and after a very nice time, and she goes ahead to compliment a man, I for one used to think maybe it is this compliment, right, that makes this man to say, my wife says I'm very good. Maybe I should go and show up myself to stop
No, no,
compliment.
no,
Oh, really?
no. Yes. Yes, it's not that compliment at all. It's not. If a woman should compliment a man, for a good sex as a wife, that will make the man happy. Yes, super filler. Good. You know, that will make the man happy, and that will make that man to be more grateful. That will make him to be more attractive to his wife. You know, if a woman nag that, you can't even do nothing, you can't even satisfy me. Your mate, my friend says her husband is going 500 rands in a day. That will make that man to be lesser than a man. That will make that man to start going outside to find out from other women if truly is not good. What I'm saying right now happens to my own elder brother. You know, after they have 4 kids, the wife was not saying all kind of nonsense. So the man left her at home and went outside and got himself 10 years younger than his wife. And today he pushed his wife out of his house. Then he married that young lady, and they have 3 kids right now. You understand me? So, thanks to his ex-wife that did all those nagging. He pushed his husbands out. So then now for the past 10 years that they have left each other, that woman is hanging. There is no husband moving from one man to another. Who is going to put her at home? Who is going to do the needful for her? You see, sex is no love. Sex is no love. You know, sex doesn't build a relationship. Any woman that tells you that, oh, without sex, I'm not going to do any relationship. Sex means a lot in my relationship. You know that woman, she's not serious. She's not ready. All what she needs is fun. So she can make a better wife or a better home. How much you say?
All right, thank you.
You know, so that's my submission for now. You know, so it's just like that. And I want our viewers, our people that are hearing us right now, you know, we want them to look above that. If you have a cheating man, that man is always outside, don't fight him. Show him love. Whenever he comes back home, he'll be expecting fight from you. What you need to do is to patronize her. Is to patronize him with love instead of you fighting him. When you start doing that, trust me, that will make her, that will make him, you know, to stay this out at home and stay tight with you. You know, and when you are courting as a woman, you have to look at the man very well. If that man is a man that can be able to stay with just one woman, if it's a man that likes to sleep around, don't marry him. Leave him alone and look for someone else that will appreciate you. You know, that is just the thing.
All right, Engineer Ken, thank you very much. Thank you for the information. Thank you. Please put your mic on mute. Thank you very much. We have F. Emmanuel in the house. F. Emmanuel, hi, how you doing? Good day.
How are you, Emma?
I'm well, thank you, sir. Thank you. So over to you. Is it possible for one woman to satisfy a man?
Wow. This question is a hard one, considering the nature of a man, because we are wired differently. That's the first thing we must understand as men. Why?
All men are wired differently, or men and women are wired differently?
Men are wired differently from the women. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So a single woman satisfying a man, the only thing I can say there is just maybe probably just a decision that the man had just taken by himself, that he just want to remain with this woman. But that does not mean that that is the only woman that can satisfy him. He might have options, just like eating ogbono soup for a whole week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months. You get to an extent, the economic will say the law of diminishing marginal utility. The satisfaction that you're deriving is dwindling, but the quantity is increasing. The number of time you're having that woman is increasing, but the satisfaction derived from her is declining, is reducing. So that is the law of diminishing marginal utility in economics. So it applies to all men. That is why if you look at the scripture, Solomon, with all his wisdom, legitimately married 700 wives. He might tell me, what does he want to do with 700 more wives? That is because of how men are wired. 700 wives. That is not even enough. He still added 300 concubines. Is that not crazy?
300 wives and 700 concubines.
Pardon?
I think it's the other way around.
How?
I think it's 300 wives, if I'm not wrong, and 700 concubines.
He had 700 wives and 300 concubines. You look at your scripture very well.
No, Emma is right on that one. But it's the same thing. It's 300 wives and 700 concubines.
No. But we cannot be comparing. Solomon was a king. He didn't marry all the women before he became a king.
See, Emma, the issue right now is not.
I will know that I will have comrades. Not when me and you are looking each other in the eyes and we are saying I love you, I love you. Come
See,
on.
Emma,
Man. So why do you
see,
think why do you think, Mr. F. Emmanuel, why do you think that me I can chop one soup? Why? There is afang, there is a dikaikong, there's umpakoko. Why will I eat one soup? Why? You don't know that I want to change my taste bud too.
that is why we're even having the issue. That is why we're having this discussion. For if you think that one woman alone will satisfy a man, my sister, it's a big lie. It's
So
just that
do you also think that one man can satisfy a woman?
it depends on the woman too. Because some women, they like different men. They want to sample different sizes. You understand? But it's not that too common from the side of the women compared to the men. You understand? So men are more of like, okay, if given the opportunity, they will do. No matter how faithful a man is, right? A little opportunity, the man can just maximize it and get it done. So it's just the way the men are wired. That's number one. Except on your own, you have just decided, so, oh, I just want to stick to my wife. It's a personal decision. I just want to stick to my wife, and that's until death do us part. Otherwise, every man has that tendency. That tendency. You talked about, we were talking about Solomon, right? See,
Yes, sir.
that is why I see all these big politicians when they travel out for meeting here and there, they just before you know it, they are faithful to their wives at home. But when they have the opportunity to just go out meeting or one business trip and all that, before you know it, just do a sharp one. It does not mean that the man is in the habit of doing it, but just that within that 2-3 weeks of being in business, I just want to let me just clear my waist. But not as if that man hates his wife or love to cheat on his wife. No, he just want to just have a taste of stuff somewhere else. You understand? So the bottom line is that since that is the nature of man, sincerely, it takes a man that has the fear of God to keep himself when it comes to this area. Because that thing no they born again, that thing behind between our leg is not born again. You can be born again, tongue speaking, fully loaded with the Holy Spirit. But when it comes to that angle, except the fear of God is the only thing that can keep you away from cheating on your wife and
All
the
right.
decision you have made earlier. Otherwise, any man can do it. I rest my case for now.
Thank you, Mr. F. Emmanuel. I know people have got comments, questions, and more to ask, but I tell you that this is only the beginning of this series. We'll be having more of this from time to time with more materials. Let's just hope that while all of this, uh, all of this was birthed by over the weekend, last week, 2 weeks ago. There's been a lot of wife killing themselves, harassing side chicks, being beaten, harassment, a lot happening here in the country, and that has that brought this question: is it impossible? How best do we go about it? And this has been very insightful, I tell you. There's been a lot of learning and unlearning on this broadcast, and we'll be having more of this from time to time. I hope each and every one of you will be here ready to share, your submission, your insights, and your knowledge on this. Thank you. A special shout out goes to Mr. Kennedy. He kept it really, really, really 100% on the platform today. And to every other person too. Yes, we are all very different. Our submissions cannot be the same. Even when it comes to submissions, varieties is a spike of life. Yes. Thank you so very much to Panelist HD. Thank you to Amazing Grace USA. Thank you to Kennedy. You teach me how to pronounce your surname, sir. Thank you to Destiny of Bravo. Thank you to Judge Bushel. Thank you to Naomi Bella. Thank you to Ellery. Hi, Ellery. How you doing? Thank you to Pansat HD. Thank you to Eddie Justice. Thank you to Eddie Justice. Thank you also to Big Uyi. Big Uyi, I see you. Thank you to Mangui Peter. Thank you to Johnson Emmanuel. Thank you to James Morgan. Thank you to Osagovo. Thank you very much. Thank you to who else do we have here? Okay, thank you to each and every one of you. If I cannot go further, please forgive me. Thank you to Mommy Diaspora. A special shout out and thank you to my amazing panelists. You guys held it down. I hope for the next series we would have women to come up here. Our next series really will be bunkering on is it possible for one man to satisfy a woman? And I'd like for the women to be as brazen as the men. And let's say it as it is. Women, is it true that a woman can hold body for 6 months or for 1 month? Let's also come out and say these things. And women, I heard from somebody, not in my words, I heard from somebody that, a woman sees a fine man, she's fantasizing the man, or a woman can get as much as moved by seeing a man's physique, a man's hand, a man's lips. All of these things, I heard, they are turns on for women. So how do you manage to put yourself together, especially when you're dealing with someone who works in the same office with you or even at your place of service? You have all of these people. Yes, women, come into the studio. Let's talk when the next series is up. Our next series on this will be, can one man truly satisfy a woman? Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you to each and every one of you. I had an amazing time on the broadcast. I'm sorry we cannot go further. Please get ready and join us by 5 p.m. Nigeria time for our discussion with Kachi. So I'll see each and every one of you tomorrow for our newspaper review. Thank you very much and have a good evening. If there's anybody that has anything to say, now will be a good time.
I'm all good. Thank you for having me. I think the discussion has been very good, and I'm glad I was here to, contribute my bit. So, bye everyone.
All right, Mr. Tunaija, thank you. Have an amazing day. Thank you.
Bye everyone. Very good job, Emma. Bye in CBD, Mr. Mano. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you so much, Emma, for having us.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Have an amazing evening. God bless.